2.9% August inflation, CPI just coming through 2.9% versus 2.7% expected, in line with the prior print, but a little bit below where things were estimated. There's the month-over-month number, 0.3% to the upside versus 0.3 expectations, but overall the headline number, again, there it is, 2.9%, a little bit higher than the 2.8% expected, 3.1 for core, in line with the forecast there, exactly where it was expected to come in, but not budging still. Probably the bigger storyline, month over month, dead flat, but we do get a 0.1% uptick in overall inflation. Initial move downside, we're reversing that very quickly here for the Nasdaq, trying to get back to and through. Here we go to the upside through pre-market highs already. Initial jobless claims out there as well, a little bit higher than expected, 263,000 versus 240,000 expected. Continuing claims, 1.939 million. Downside, 1.942 million was the expectations there. Coming up a little bit later, some bond auctions. We'll get natural gas inventory data as well. Bit of a mixed bag here as far as the headline number to the upside. Overall core inflation, again on the year-over-year basis and month-over-month basis, in line with expectations.
PPI higher last month. CPI comes in line now. PPI comes in a little bit lower yesterday. CPI a little bit higher. We'll have to continue to watch that, Brendo. The market reacting, as you said, a little up, a little down. There's a whole lot to talk about today, guys. Open door, oh baby. This thing is absolutely flying as they change leadership, up 32% here in the pre-market. Amazon also throwing their hat into the autonomous ring. ZUSC expanding into new markets. Baba raising all sorts of money, Brendo, but the market liking that, up 2 1/3 here in the pre-market. And ORCL continuing its rise. Larry Ellison's the richest guy, a little Elon, a little Larry, going back and forth.
Wait 10 minutes and we'll probably get a swap on that again. Just reading a couple of comments here already. A lot of people focusing on this number down here instead of the actual inflation data. Initial jobless claims, that's actually a decent uptick, 263,000 versus 240 expected there. So pointing towards maybe some more weakness in the labor market to deal with here. 1.939 million continuing claims, a little bit of a downside tick there. So again, bit of a mixed bag as far as the economic data is concerned here, heading into the Fed coming up next week. Actually, we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll get a little bit more of a feel towards the end of the week as far as what the overall market is going to do with this data. Remember, Powell's still basically saying, let's see what the actual numbers say, even though they're very outdated. But I don't know if that's going to help too much. Yeah, the market right back to basically flat here, guys, to start following those prints.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Those wicks are real on your chart.
Yeah, now it's starting to head back down.
It's starting to head back down, but I mean, the initial move was like it was $2 down on the Qs. And then next thing you know, I guess they got that headline after the CPI number. People started looking at the jobless claims number, and then boom, we were to the upside. It was at 83. It bounced $3, and now it's settling back in a little bit lower. Brendan's probably right. I mean, the second you had to look at that, I guess. It's bad news. I mean, you don't want more people to be making jobless claims, but at the end of the day, that's the thing that usually lends us to, hey, we're going to get that cut. I don't think we're already getting a cut. So that's my first thing, is we already know we're getting the cut. So I don't wonder if we might start looking at that weakness in the labor market and, as expected, inflation, that maybe the odds could go up with that 50 basis point for next week. That's something worth watching here today. Now we're starting to sell back off again. Now the market's really starting to fall off again here. And, oh, special delivery. Thank you.
Special delivery.
It's a peachy day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And coffee.
Thank you.
Oh.
We don't have a bell to ring anymore.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately.
Thank you for that.
Thanks.
And you get surprised now because you can't see anything coming up. And it's like normally Randy's face would be right here. Now it's just like, eh.
It's also, I feel like it's easier to sneak because no one's loud walking in. I think it's the flooring maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just easier to sneak around. I see you wearing the Packers hat though.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, you got it. But it's a big game. I think it's
a big game for Washington. You know, Green Bay's path is set, my guy, so you don't have to worry about that. But right now, we're going to wait for it. We're going to wait for it. I think Jaden Daniels would be a fun opportunity here. Will we bring the bell back? Yes, we will, Mr. West.
Oh, 100%.
We will. We just, we're finding the areas for it. We're setting up different screens. We're setting up different, as you can see, the work does not stop in here behind us. So, yeah, we're bringing it all back, baby. All right, yeah, open door. Wow. That's NVDA, it says up there, but it should be saying open door. There it is, 32%. So a nice little move up higher here as management shifts to a new CEO. So we'll talk more about that as we get that story. But open door right now, starting to go. I mean, what a great hold, you know, naturally on this name. I mean, 40 cents back in July, up to $8 today. I guess Drake should have bought some open door there, but there it goes, $5 up to $8. So this Eric Jackson dude trying to get everybody rich by telling them to buy this thing. It looks like it's working out. Bitcoin just went for a little bit of a move down there. I was watching it. It was like 14.5 or so. Then those numbers hit and it went whoosh. We got into 13.4 or something like that, and then now you battle all the way back. But look at the market just coming out of here. I like Tesla today. I saw Sebastian and some others asking what I'd be trading here today. I'm going to say Tesla. And nice move down into 350. So we're going to have a look at this name as well as we talk about that Model Y 6-seater selling out there in China. So that's going to be an interesting move too there. And then, yeah, as the boys sort of hinted out here, you know, 400 billion, 420 billion, 380 billion.
It doesn't matter.
You know. One of these guys is going to take the cake, but it's Larry Ellison right here, the 80-year-old, maybe going out on top. But Oracle, another 1.3%. What a quarter, or not even what a quarter, what a guide, I guess, right? And sort of solidifying the space. I was actually thinking for myself more long-term here, getting into, I don't really own any AMD. I was thinking this is underneath the 50-period moving average. We do know that the all-time highs of AMD is 220 or so. There's a lot of room to run back there to the upside. If the whole space is going to be something that gets talked about here moving forward, AI and just the overall demand for the space, AMD, I think, I know it's had an epic rise, obviously, but you know, this could be undervalued at certain points as well. I mean, I think it's time where you start to look at PEs, right, to see like where the money is, where the undervalued companies are, because you know, you get a name like Broadcom that's really taken off, and often we don't want to buy names that look like this because we just say to ourselves like they're just so far. You know, but they have more room to run, and it's just like as long as those PEs are staying reasonable, you know, I think P multiple between 25 and 30. Obviously, the market right now I think is at 22. So anything around there. Google's still around market multiple, even with its epic move higher. So I think that's why money keeps on flying into Google here, because again, an AI race, you know, big data, quantum play, YouTube, Google has it all. So I think that there's going to be something there as well. I see you got a name up there that's interesting as well for the memory space.
Yeah, Micron. Well, I mean, while we're talking about the space, Micron's been on a bit of a tear. It's unfair to Micron that you had an Oracle sold a show. Like, it seems like every single day there's just something else that's a bigger deal. But if you look at this over the last week, this is about as consistent of gains as you get. And the membership space, obviously, like they're catching the same tailwind from the AI crunch. And outside of maybe one consolidative day, you've had boom, boom, boom. Like, it's been 5 days, and this morning you're already having a full day's move in the pre-market. That's the only thing that gives me a little bit of possible concern is it's not like this didn't gap up like this 4%. Like, this moved 4% in the pre-market. It didn't gap up. It's just been running into this move, and that's been about as big as it's done, like 3-4 points in any of these days. So I'm thinking maybe there might be a dip in here. I always like dips into prior highs, but Micron's certainly one that needs to be on the list. Even with the market, this is the thing, with the market pulling back right now after we just got the 830 data, like, you get to see a little bit of relative strength versus relative weakness, and right now Micron is certainly relatively strong. Not much, almost everything else has fallen back that I was watching. Amazon pullback, Tesla pullback, even Open Door, Robinhood pullback. There has to be. I'm literally searching for one and found absolutely nothing. So I can't see a story on it, but either way, it's relatively strong. We'll keep our eyes on Micron today. Now let's head back on up to the desk. Oh,
we got Louise.
Oh, no. He's back. But we are going back to the desk. But I just heard we've got Luis back. It's been a hot minute.
September
comes around.
Yeah, these guys in Europe, man. It's like it's summertime, and it's just like, you know what? Forget it.
I know, man.
We're not coming back on Trader TV Live. But as soon as the calendar turns over to September, my guy is coming right back.
He's back.
So welcome back, Luis. It's always great to have him. I can't wait for our new format where we're going to be talking more and more to these guys as we go. So yeah, okay. Let's go back over the desk. Hey, Luis. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm not going to. That's fine. Yeah, let's bring him right in here. A lot to talk about. It's been a crazy week as far as crazy couple of weeks. Anyway, as far as small caps are concerned, Luis Barbado joining us from the Real Trading Office over in Barcelona, Spain. Great to see you. How has your summer been, first and foremost, Luis? He can't hear me.
It's been great. It's been great. I apologize that I couldn't make it.
We have a very strange delay happening. I think you know what? Stand by, Luis. We'll come right back to you if we can. Let's maybe reconnect and we'll see if we can get rid of that lag. But yeah, I mean, there's been, you and I were just kind of going over a couple here. There's been a ton of small cap action over the past, few weeks, few days here. Here's one that just popped up in front of me. WLDS, huge mover yesterday, up to $11. Double top at that point. We're coming back in here a little bit this morning, but I mean, we're getting into the 1 million market cap category with some of these.
I love these. Brenda, WLDS was the one we traded yesterday on the midday show. It had good continuation. There's another one this morning, MOGU up 194%, just breaking through $10, almost breaking through $10 momentarily there. On this headline, shares are trading higher after the company approved a strategic allocation of up to about 20 million shares of corporate assets to digital currencies. So we've been seeing this trend a lot lately, the hoarding of digital assets on corporate treasuries. It's what's in vogue right now in the market. It's they're being bid up and shorts are getting squeezed. This is what the theme is. We saw this, Brendo, in 2020 with SPACs and EVs. We saw it more in 2023 with the AI plays, and in 2021, I believe, with blockchain. So these themes in the small cap world, they just continue to go.
Yeah, another one here coming back in already, but $10 ended up being a bit of a problem here for ARCAT. Let's bring Luis back in when we can there, Andre, and we'll see if we can't get rid of this lag issue for him. But whenever he's ready, just bring him back in. He can join the conversation here. Here's ARCAT, $10. As I mentioned, topped out at that point this morning. We're already back to $9.25, trying to fade out from that point. This is one that tends to do this. I mean, if you zoom out here a little bit, I'll grab a weekly chart maybe. You'll see a whole bunch of these types of pops on this stock. It's been up here many, many times before we got as high as 15, 16.
It's got a good headline though, Brendo. It's in the drone business, and it just got added to the NATO catalog. So that's obviously a good look for it. Sad to say that, but the world belligerencies are expanding, and these sort of drone eVTOL plays are in focus for military use. So this is definitely one I'm going to keep my eye on right now. Currently, the price action does not warrant under my system to get long, as it's trading below the volume weighted average price. VWAP on ARCAT right around that $9.50 area. It's currently trading at $9.25, Brendo.
Yeah, you got to go back to the beginning of 2025 to see when this thing really started to take off. And as you said, in the right space for the current climate of the global economic or global macroeconomic situation. Andre is still working on getting Luis's audio issue sorted out here. But VNCE, another one that we can maybe discuss here before we get Luis on. This is one, again, that does this from time to time. As you can see, we're already back to $4 here. If you go back to the beginning of last year, we were up at this point. We tagged $5 then, the beginning of 2025. VNCE, another one flying around here this morning. This was an earnings report.
Fantastic look, Brendo. I mean, you got some pre-market highs here into 730. I can maximize the chart here, Andre. Into 730, we got into some highs at 6 1/3, 6 1/4. So this one, you can kind of already see its tendency here to make highs and then immediately revert. If that's the characteristic of the small cap gapper, then trade it at such. But I'm seeing that this one really started moving at around 4 o'clock. It's nice to see that we're holding yesterday's aftermarket area right around that 3 1/4. We're holding that as support here in the pre-market. This will definitely will be one I keep my eye on, Brendo, so long as it just maintains its price above the volume weighted average price.
All right, let's bring Luis back in here and see if we can't get some audio situations sorted out. How's that? A little bit better? Can you hear me on real time? Okay, there we go.
I can hear you.
Beautiful. As I was saying, take two. How has your summer been, first and foremost?
First of all, as I was saying, I apologize that I couldn't make it in the summer. You know, busy days,
no
family,
need.
No schools and everything. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Of course, I would be right there beside you. Trust me. We just went through a few here. Let's jump right into some action because, as I said, there's been all kinds of crypto-focused type of action in the small cap world. From a higher standpoint, any thoughts on this whole treasury idea?
Well, not only about treasury idea, guys. I've been trading for over 20 years, and I think this week and the week before has been the craziest movements that I have ever seen. No kidding. In 20 years, we haven't seen so many runners like no 100%, but 500%, 3,000% some days. So be very careful. I've never seen this huge volatility with volume because sometimes we have seen some crazy movers, but they were losing volume slowly, but we keep trading huge volume in the way up. So be very, very careful. We have two paths that are bringing this. This one is Chinese names, huge volatility because of the new regulation, probably because of, how many scam and fraud and all these things are very in the papers today with the Chinese stocks. And on the other side, we have this treasury, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, or wherever.
All right, why don't you lead the way here, Luis? Tell me, give me a few names here that you're looking at this morning.
Well, I'm going to share you a screen so you see that it's impossible to narrow names. Nowadays, there is so many opportunities. Like every day we are having tens of stocks moving over 50%, 100%. Look at today, we have like 200%. MOGU, Chinese company, PFSA, 170%, SLXN, 150%. So it is very, very difficult to narrow one ticker because we have so many tickers moving above 100%. So it's very, how do you say, you have to move from one to the other very fast, and it's very important to measure the size with this volatility.
It becomes a challenge from that standpoint, especially for new traders maybe seeing this situation for the first time, where you don't want to get caught feeling like you're trying to chase a move to the upside. How do you really, focus on what matters in that situation when there's 3, 4, even 5 moving at the same time?
5, 6, 10 moving at the same time, 20. It's really crazy. First of all, save your capital. If you are a newbie, if you're a rookie, save your capital because this is a very, very crazy market. Don't think that you need to make money because it's so much volatility, because the risk sometimes is very asymmetric. So you're risking a lot if you're new in this market. And even if you are an experienced trader, don't be in a hurry. Don't feel the FOMO to be in the trade because there is so many opportunities. And nowadays, it's way better to be late in a worse price, but in a better timing because the movement is so wide.
Hey, Luis, good to see you again. Sharif, I love having you on because we trade very similar stocks, Luis. One stock that I had my eye on a few days ago, QMMM. I don't know if you were watching it on that day.
Yes.
This thing went all sorts of crazy, up into $300. My question to you, Luis, is this one was halted, I think, for almost 25 minutes. And, typically, I don't know how you feel about this, Luis, but as a general rule, the longer the halt, usually the theoretical auction price, the tap starts dropping as people look to get the hell out of there. 25 minutes, you can't move your money, but this one squeezed up aggressively. Are you noticing any difference with the halts, especially with these recent small cap gappers and companies, just adding crypto onto the balance sheet? What's been your look on that?
Well, first of all, you need to understand what you should avoid. And if it's a Chinese name with a very low flow, with huge volume, moving a lot, maybe it's a void ticker. It's not that you have to be in every game to win the battle, So for sure, if you see one halt, two halts, what we try to do is just avoid if it's a halt fest, because you are not having the control of your risk.
Right.
It could open down, it could open up, but you will not decide and you will not take the risk and the exit wherever and whenever you want. So for me, when it's a half fast, most of the time it's a void situation. And in this particular situation, the volume was so high that the liquidity disappeared. So it is very difficult when there is still a lot of volume, but no liquidity, because there are two terms that is to go and match together, volume with liquidity. But at some point, there is no liquidity because there is no one willing to offer anymore. And yet the volume comes in, so there is no limit for that. Remember, I think a couple of years ago, we saw one ticker go to $3,000 per share, which is amazing.
Yeah, I remember HKD. That's in everybody's memory. Thank you, Luis, for that.
Real quick, Luis, I want to get your thoughts on some of these IPOs. There's been a ton of action, a ton of opportunity in the IPO market once again, which is great to see for everyone, great to see for the market in general. Thoughts on KLRNA? Two things. Thoughts on KLRNA yesterday. We get another one today in FIGR.
Yeah, it's very important. If I'm not a specialist in trading IPOs, I think Sean and Neil are much better in this than we are here. But only a couple of buys. First of all, check if the price is above the IPO or below. This is very important. And for us, it's very important to check the level 2 because we don't have supports or resistance. We don't have any reference in the price action. We don't have resistance support. So where are you looking at to where it could go? We don't know. You only look the level 2 and where are the underraters, the big companies holding and pushing the price, the hidden orders. So level 2 takes even more importance in this kind of stocks.
In a time in a market where there's so many different things moving, so many different opportunities, for people maybe who are seeing this, as I said before, for the first time, what's your thought on where to actually focus your energy, where to actually focus your attention? Is it on those IPO opportunities where the algos might not be involved right away, right out of the gate? You get a little bit more cleaner price action, or some of these high flyers?
I think if you're really a newbie, if you're new in this market, you should focus on learning. Just watch and enjoy, record screens and play it again and again at night. And don't try to find patterns because, listen, what pattern can you find in a stock that is moving 1,000% in 10 minutes? Like yesterday, WLDS, Israeli company. What pattern can you find there? It's impossible. So just watch like a movie, enjoy, and try to learn for next opportunities to come. But don't be in a rush to go involved in a huge volatility market when you haven't traded before.
All right, let's leave them with some opportunities here, maybe some ideas. Speaking of WLDS, one you're going to be looking at today?
I think that WLDS was offering $4 per share, so it dropped quite aggressive in the pre-market. Right now, what we try to do is don't catch the top on any stock, avoid anything that is Chinese low float, Israeli company, just avoid to go front side, wait a lot to join in the trade. It is better, as I said, to go in a worse price, but in a better timing, so don't try to find the top. We can check MOGU, for example, an Israeli company, 7 million shares float. Just wait for the conviction of to go short below VWAP when the top is already settled for a couple of times or 3 times. And it's very important in this kind of market, don't speculate a lot. Nail the trade. Stops always hard to stop on the highs of the day because even if you think it's irrational, the market can keep irrational in more than your account.
To the tune of thousands of percent, as we've seen over the...
it's going up 500%, and you think it's enough, and it can go 4,000% like a couple of days ago. So
crazy. Don't
try to find the top, and if you are not sure, just save your mental capital, share your financial capital, and enjoy the market, but from the outside.
Great stuff. Luis Barbato from Barcelona, the Real Trading Office over in Barcelona, Spain. Great to have you back.
Thank you very much, guys.
That was fantastic. You know what? No, that was unbelievably awesome advice by Luis. Because someone that trades, think about it, someone that trades small cappers and gappers on a daily basis for years and years and years, was he on that QMMM? No, because he's not trying to like have one trade ruin a day, month, week, month, quarter, in that sort of, and you have to know which battles to fight. I love that, the mental capital. Like, you don't necessarily have to try to fight every single battle when there's so many of these things running. Know which ones are few, which ones are not, and the ones that are just halting every 5 minutes, they're really difficult to trade, I think, for anybody. In years, I've seen one trader actually deploy a strategy around the halts, and that only worked during the meme craze. I'd be curious to see what he would have been able to do with the other ones, but you got to pick your spots for sure. It's fantastic advice by Luis. And we're going to go get some upgrades and downgrades from Joe.
Yeah, there he is.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. All right, guys, at the top of the list today on the upgrade side, we have MCOR going from neutral to buy by William Blair, and then NVDA also getting the nod as well, too, guys, going from a neutral to buy, but with also a price target raised to $220 by D.A. Davidson, and then CHWY also getting the upgrade by Deutsche Bank with a price target raised to $45. Also, Chipotle, last on the list, price target raised to $60. Now, on the downgrades, we have HSBC downgrading Lululemon, still slightly positive on the day, but with a price target lowered to $175. Now, Bank of America downgrading UPS, lowering that price target to $83 and negative on the session. D.A. Davidson going from a neutral to a buy to a neutral on Apple, but price target lowered to $250. And then FedEx, Bank of America, price target lowered to $240, guys.
I know.
Lululemon getting beaten up on. Oh, so you keep downgrading Lulu, but somebody, who is it that bought the dip in CHWY? Yeah, whoever just upgraded it. Because CHWY got smoked yesterday. Oh, look at that. It bounces off of support on the daily chart, and the next day it gets a nice little upgrade. That's not the one. I don't know, I always find that interesting. You can sort of see the support level come in. I think that could be interesting if it holds a couple more days. We're still on hunt for Lulu. It didn't, remember, I think it was on Monday? Yeah, well, today's today's Thursday. Never mind. Yeah. Why am I thinking it's Wednesday for some reason? Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I think it's because my daughter used to have swimming on Tuesdays, and now swimming was yesterday, and it's kind of messing with my head. But yeah, Green Bay Packers tonight is Thursday Night Football. Either way, you're trying to hold this low on Lululemon. It hasn't broken that day two earnings low, but it also did not hold the higher low yesterday. So it kind of throws out the window that you were going to hold the higher low for the nice little rounded bottom breakout play, but it's still in hunt. As long as this doesn't break 163, then it's on watch for the rounded bottom, and then when it takes out 170, then it can be all systems go. So another day, just I think patience on this, because it seems like it's trying to find its way. It just has yet to find buyers after getting this support. The upgrade or the downgrade doesn't matter. It's just really an opportunity to talk about like a post-earnings potential bounce plan. Everyone always tries to find the turn here, but it still needs to hold some higher lows on Lululemon. It's getting close.
Yeah, I was going to look at, we keep getting questions about CMG. I don't know. It finally got upgraded. So if you're finally thinking to yourself, you know what, I want to get into some Chipotle right here, maybe this is something. And then we talked about how more and more employers are getting their workers back, and I think that's going to be a good thing for Chipotle. And I don't know how many stores have closed in high traffic areas. I know it hasn't been a great run, obviously, for them as you see their stock to the downside. But I just wanted to see here, like their PEs in the 20s. For this kind of a restaurant chain, it might be a little bit high, but, that's not horrible considering where it's come from. You get McDonald's there at 23, obviously DoorDash a little different, Starbucks at 30 as well, Yum Brands, which is KFC, and 21. So they're getting closer and closer now to maybe being a recovery story at some point here with Chipotle, so CMG. So I would say, continue to look over here, and it's been disastrous, for them. Like, what a huge move down. They lost Brian Nickel. He went over there to Starbucks, and not just since then. I think that was, whoa, that's right. Our charts don't have the split adjusts. right there. But it's just been, really cascading there. So I don't think you've had a capitulated bottom or anything yet, but you can watch out for it and see what winds up happening there. This is catching a falling knife, man. Like anything back into this mid 40s, if we get any kind of an upgrade that bumps it into here, I think that's just another short. You wait for it and you hit it again. Like it's really liked this 50 period moving average. It was riding it, it broke it, it took it all the way down, then it finally started to go back up, and then it was thinking about it and blast, and then it hits the 200 period, which is not going to be accurate because of that split, and then all of a sudden it just starts to trail down, and now that 50 period moving average extremely sloping now down to the downside. So you don't want to catch this one and try to take a risk long, and if you do, then I would just say you got to use the most recent bottom, so 38 basically as you're out if you're going to try this one. But I would much rather wait to see if it gets closer back up to the 50 period moving average and then short CMG. One, I just wanted to check before I throw it back to the guys. It's 9 o'clock. The sticky note's ready to rock and roll. I'm going to put it out in a second. But look at Kava as well, right? Not a great report from them. Boom to the downside. So this name was once a pretty high flyer in the space as well. Came out with a nice IPO, had a huge move to the upside. I'm not even sure where it must have IPO'd rate, even lower than that. But here we go, man, trying to break shelves right now as well as Kava. So watch out for this, 63 area right there breaking down for CAVA. It's been sort of hovering here for about a month or so, looking to get lower there. So yeah, there's some danger in all of these spaces. So yeah, that's it for me. 9 o'clock, ready to go. Now back over the desk. 14,000 now for Bitcoin. So a nice little battle back for them. And
market's back up top.
Yeah, for the crypto space. Yeah, market's back, right back to that jobless claims and CPI number there. So yeah, we'll get it back over to the desk, and we'll start using Sharif for a rundown of the market, and then we'll go over to our watch list and have some fun with that. Make sure you grab the watch list with the link in description, completely free to you and yours.
65.40, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES September contract, with the overnight high just breaching that 50-point area. 65.62, the overnight low when we got that CPI number. That went down to 65.35. So we're above 50 right now by 7 points. So initially, we'll use that 50-point area as support, with the overnight high kind of being that 65.75-ish area as resistance. If the market doesn't like the CPI print and we continue to sell off, or if we start selling off, after the bell, we're looking at 65.25 Brendo as support.
How's the Thursday order?
Crazy.
If you haven't done so yet, that's the sticky note. There we go. That is the watch list, as Sean was just mentioning. Make sure you grab both. Jump down to the description, top link in the description, as we were just mentioning. We'll get you to the sign-up page. All you need is your email address, and then it comes right to your inbox every single day. Lots of great stuff on there today included. Open Door, top of the list here this morning. Huge move after the close yesterday. We get all the way back up to $8.50 once again, consolidating just below $8 here. That was $8 was that last pre-market high. New CEO finally for Open.
Yeah, and the market likened that to the tune of almost 34%. Brendo here. So Open Door appointed Kaz Nejatian, former Shopify CEO and product head, as its new CEO. The co-founder Keith Rabois will return as chairman early CEO Eric Wu is also joining the board. The move follows the resignation of ex-CEO Kerry Wheeler after heavy investor pressure. As we talked about, 30% plus in the pre-market here. The market cap now standing at around $6 billion. Compare that to a few months ago when the market cap was almost $400 million. And you have a lot of people piling in here, retail included. You also have hedge fund manager Eric Jackson with key voices pushing for Wheeler's ouster. He's also standing outside Drake's house. Shout out to him. Retail investors, Brendo, piled in the summer, giving this kind of meme stock status. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows continue.
Yeah, if you zoom out a little bit here, back into space once again for Open Door, guys, on the daily chart.
Running free, that's for sure, with Open Door. Last night in the aftermarket show, we got the story, of course, that the Shopify COO was leaving. We're like, oh, okay, it's kind of random. It's like it's not moving the stock, and now we find out what actually was going to move it was later on when you realize where that CEO was going. And look, it's a squeeze story. We knew they were replacing CEO, and that's something that activists and shareholders had wanted here for the stock. I'm a little, hey, it kind of sucks because it was actually geared up for a really cool dip buy long on the daily that we were talking about in the afternoon show, where you were lining up yesterday's low with the trend line. Like, oh, that's absolutely perfect for the next day, because all you're looking for is a hold of the prior day low. And now the prior day low is a distinct almost impossibility. Like it's non-zero, let's put it that way. So as far as open goes, let's go to the VWAP here. I mean, the prior high in the daily sits at about 720. So if we completely fill in the gap, it's down around 7.25 that matters, like 7 to 7.25 that'll matter for a mean reversion in terms of looking long. But this is now the first time since we came on air, this is holding above the volume weighted average price. That's not enough for me. I want to see it do it at the open and prove that you got a little bit more juice. And then I can start looking for longs over VWAP. Otherwise, I'm waiting for the gap fill in here. I want to favor the long trade on this one as often as I can. But this could be one that if it loses VWAP, you're going to have to be a bit patient with it in terms of catching that bottom.
Yes, use the second. I was looking here for open door, and it's going to be on the note. I'm just getting it out right now, but I like an $8 break. I mean, I think it's been bouncing its head off of here a while. I know the high is like 805, but I'm not too worried about that once the market opens up and the volume comes in. Remember, there's 25% short on open door, so now it has a catalyst. I mean, it hasn't really had catalysts per se. Like it's been short. Sure, it was talked about down into here. They had earnings, which created this move to the downside, giving it back to $2. And then now the explosion to the upside here, giving us a reason other than like meme stockness to go up, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with stock going up 30+% on a new CEO, let alone a name that we know is on Reddit and there's a lot of traders involved in this. So I like open door. I think this is the one to look at today. And as Louis said, man, it's like you don't need to trade them all. You just need to trade them right. So we'll look to trade this breaking through $8. And then, hey, look, I mean, if it comes back to VWAP, that's 780, like 20 cents worth of risk for a potential halt name that could run and make your whole day, make your whole week, make your whole month. I don't see a problem with anything like that. So I would say, yes, this is a good opportunity here for open door and for traders now that finally get to log in and see like a headline that is market moving in a positive way. That's not just, oh my God, this is squeezing. Do I want in or do I not, right? Like right here, we have a nice move to the upside. And maybe they're right. Maybe this is the next play, open door, right? I mean, everyone's looking for something that was really beat up during the last, I don't know, couple years, and they might have found one here with open door. I mean, this was a name that, again, came with Chamath. Good moves to the upside there, 28 or so dollars, gets down below, breaks this dollar area, almost basically goes, I don't want to say bankrupt, I don't know exactly what their financials are like, but with a low of 50 cents there, they were obviously in trouble of even being delisted off the Nasdaq, right? You can't be under $1 for that long without getting the warning there. So there it goes, straight 3 months of nothing but fire right now. And there we go, we took out this level, which is why we're zooming out for a longer distance here, $5, right? So the next level up, this is $8.75. So, maybe we do get going and look at $15 is kind of where we could potentially get up to. That IPO, initially a SPAC, goes from $10 to 30. Good opportunity to do something like that again. I mean, I think open door is primed here to, to make that run today on what could be decent news. But remember, up 30%, don't take the long and then just hold it thinking that you're going to be right. If you're wrong, get out and regroup, because a move back in, like, you don't want to hold an $8 break when it breaks 750. I mean, again, depending on what your risk tolerance is, because then I think, you may come back and look at 7. This is the 200 period moving average. So for me, that's the danger spot and where we'd want to get loaded up again. So I think if you fail there, wait for something else that's a little more obvious. So what I wrote down on here is just wait to see if there's some support settling up somewhere, and it looks like there is, right? Like 760 to 780 seems to be pretty strong here today. I'm surprised it hasn't pulled back more. I like open door here. So let's go, man. Should be a good one here. Interest rates obviously coming down. I don't think that's a huge thing for open door, but it's definitely not negative.
Hurt. Yeah.
So we like open door.
Lots of analysts with positive opinions this morning, once again, on Oracle. This thing not only held on to the initial move after the close going back 2 days ago now, but we gained a little bit more from that. Did come off a little bit in the afternoon, but still back above 330 and then some here this morning. More focus on the AI side of things for the healthcare business being announced. Tons of initiatives coming from Oracle, but what a day, last couple days here.
Brendo, these numbers are kind of like hard to digest because they're just so insane. So let's talk about it. So they guided cloud infrastructure revenue to be $18 billion by full year 2026, but they're going to grow that number to $144 billion by 2030. And here's the growth path that they're talking about. They're talking about $32 billion in revenue for full year 27, 73 in 28, and then we end the decade with $114 billion. If that holds, Brendo, that will scale Oracle to match or exceed Google Cloud, making it the third largest. We know AWS and Azure are ahead. And they're also growing their SaaS business as well, 11% year over year. They're also looking to rent data centers, Brendo, instead of building them outright, which is obviously aligning with their Spend Wisely program. Not a lot of people are doing that. You're seeing ZUSC, Amazon, they're taking these warehouses, they're buying them outright. Oracle's choosing a different path.
Conservative path, maybe?
Yeah, fair.
But I mean, in that world, is there even such a thing at this point? But I mean, let's see how it plays out. This is constructive, to say the least, guys, but obviously all-time highs here for Oracle over the past couple of days.
It was an absolute monster. And this is something that maybe when everyone was looking at how Amazon was falling, it's that last part that Sharif was mentioning, taking aim maybe at Google in terms of cloud, but remember, it was last quarter that Amazon had the slowest growth out of the three big cloud names. And I think that's why they got beaten up, because Oracle's now joining the fray in a big, big way with that guidance. I still think this puts a gigantic target on their back. The upcoming quarters are going to be just so incredibly important for them to be able to justify this move and their statements. And they've made, they've, I guess, been guilty of having some crazy guidance before. And this is not the first time that that's happened. All of that said, it's a bit diddling in the middle with this one. So I don't really have, unless it gets down to retest like where it bounced, like the 310, or we're making uncharted territory, I'm staying away from Oracle today. It's actually Amazon that I was mentioning that I want to play into. So I feel like with Amazon getting beaten up yesterday, they do have their own news. I mean, Morgan Stanley named them their top pick and all that good stuff. But I think it's a dip buy opportunity here in Amazon. It's been holding higher lows since earnings. I think it caught the negative wave of exuberance into Oracle that got it bought up when some money came out of Amazon yesterday, and it's bouncing right back in here. So this is a name, as long as the market holds up, that I want to the long side. And when we sat down, it seemed like it was a pretty decent possibility to get 229, especially coming off that 830 number. It looks like we might be breaking out a little bit here. I'm not going to chase. I'm still thinking the dip in between 29 and 30. I don't want to adjust just yet, but we might just be looking at VWAP instead if we're holding out. But I like that little bottoming tail reversal. I think it got a little overdone on Amazon because of Oracle yesterday.
So right now, yeah, I mean, I was looking at Oracle here today and thinking like it's up 1.5% right here. I mean, nothing's really changed. I think you just go long on any kind of a break. I mean, a huge move up there for Oracle. Came right into 345 yesterday, and then we finally had a pullback. I mean, it's obvious. We were sitting here talking about the fact that, potentially there's a pullback there on such a huge name, nearing that $1 trillion market cap again, potentially for a pullback there. So that's what happened yesterday. I don't think there was anything necessarily wrong with the stock. If we come back in again, you're going to look for 325. I don't see the market doing that today. We had a nice pullback in the Nasdaq yesterday, only to make and close at all-time highs again. But I was just going to say, like, this 324, 325 is definitely a spot. And then as we zoom in just a little bit here into the pre-market, what about just taking out the top? Like, why can't it work again? I mean, no one downgraded this stock. It should be fine. Their numbers were absolutely monstrous. I don't think anyone's going to short it right away off the open. So for me, this looks like a great break long of Oracle 335. So if you want a runner that could possibly go that $10, it's a $300 name, it could go. So I think that this name, try to test yesterday's high again. Why not? Like, that's 345. As I said, nothing's changed. Yesterday we had the earnings, we had the exuberance. It was fantastic, but you can get back up here. Like, you saw Broadcom with their huge report, and then that $10 billion OpenAI buyer, and then it just kept on going and going. So we could see that from Oracle. This could be that, like, oh wow moment for ORCL, right? So I would look at that 335 pretty seriously, and actually it's not on. My note is out, by the way, right now. I'll put the link in the chat. I know there's a lot of people asking about it, but yeah, I like the 335 break long. So right now there's a little bit of size there on Nasdaq, so we're going to blow through that. There's still 15, what are we talking about, 17, 16 minutes left before this market opens up. So Oracle's trying to go. Let me just check in quickly before we go back. I want to see what the imbalance are, because the imbalances for New York names are out. They're out early, and we just have to wait for Nasdaq at 25. I don't see Oracle on here, so that's a little disappointing, because I'm hoping to see a bid there. KLRNA, do we have KLRNA on here? No, we don't. So, oh, that figure is today, right? We'll have to watch out for
Nasdaq,
that.
though.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out for that one. I don't know if I'm going to be taking that open, but here's KLRNA right now, 46 and change. We're going to talk about that in a bit as well. But yeah, I like Oracle. Why not take the 335? You know, prove that the name wants to continue to run. So that's what we'll look for there with Oracle, and I think it goes.
So Larry.
Excited about 100 million, but anyway, we're just talking about this figure. Yeah, here's a couple things you need to know. What was it, 34-ish million shares coming to market today, 5.3 billion notional, $20 to $25 the price range we're seeing here. Obviously, no data yet. FIGR at some point today, FIGR on the Nasdaq.
Gonna be good, Brendo. Hopefully we'll cover that for you guys on the midday show like we did with KLRNA yesterday. So they're looking, they're raised $787.5 million, selling about 34 million shares at $25 a pop. That is above the previous range. The previous range was guided here 20 to 22. The deal values the company at about 5.29 billion. You know, basically positioning it among the top publicly listed blockchain lenders. It was upsized though, so it was they were gonna drop about 26 million shares, but there was more demand, so they upsized that to the mid-30s. The shares will trade under the Nasdaq under ticker FIGR beginning today. You got Goldman, Jefferies, Bank of America's all acting as the lead underwriters here for this IPO. And just to give you an idea about the company, we were founded back in 2018. They use blockchain technology to connect lenders and borrowers in the home loan market, and they're kind of known for their speed. So typically it would take about 42 days. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what the article said. To get a home equity loan, they give it to you in just 10 days. So they're known for their speed there, faster turnaround time, trying to act as a disruptive fintech player.
Yeah, so more shares, first of all. It's buy now, or not buy now, pay later. It's blockchain focused, so maybe we get a little bit more excitement. It was clear yesterday, guys, that not too many people were excited about KLRNA. Drunken Miller as well. Drunken Miller?
Yeah, I said that before.
Also,
I've said that before, Brendo.
50 million he's interested in, apparently, in acquiring of FIGR today.
Yeah, tell it like it is, Brendo. You know, let's have everybody's made that mistake with his name at least once. 100%. Let's just keep it real. Except for Brendan, because Brendan doesn't really make mistakes. No, Circle, look at Circle. This is Circle on the daily chart. This is bullish on the daily chart. I mean, well, there's no daily chart for KLRNA, so I might as well, yeah, we can only look at yesterday. And then what happened on KLRNA yesterday. So this is a way of saying I'm not really interested in the whole, let's just take the opening print and go for it. Because I feel like with KLRNA, got away with one yesterday. It opened at 52. This wick is unreal. It was 53 something was a high. We confirmed that nonsense at 57 wasn't real. And if you were watching the stock when it opened up, you know it didn't actually get there. There was instant resistance at $53. Opened at 52, instant resistance at 53. If you were quick, then you saw and you could make some covers in there before it eventually broke down. And if you had a stop order, that got you out. Like that was how you made money long in the stock yesterday, unless you really just liked $45. And then it trended down holding VWAP. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know that I like FIGR. It's always a possibility that somehow it looks even more bullish on the imbalance locator and all that good stuff. And maybe I'm convinced myself that I want to take it. But for now, I'm going to be sitting this one out. KLRNA today, I think I want to play the trade. Just as a continuation, it's above VWAP, and it kind of held 45, and then it broke in the aftermarket while we were live in the afternoon. Like later on in the show, it broke that $45 level almost near the end, and now it's holding 45. So I think you got to wait 47, and then obviously in and around the $50 level. I want to look for to fade some pops there on KLRNA, but FIGR, unless I see something ridiculous on the locator, and it's Nasdaq, so we're not seeing anything yet, I'm probably sitting that one out at the open.
Yeah, I was, and thank you to Luis for talking about, everybody's doing their specialty and this and that, right? I mean, I think that the thing is yesterday with the IPO, I can, like, that's the only time that I basically will be risking to getting shut down, right? I mean, you got to trade things that, you know, you've been net positive on in your life and this and that, right? And so I think that when you're looking for something moving, Octo's moving around, but when you're looking for those opportunities, I think you got to do what Neil just said there and look to say, are they alike? Is it worth getting involved in, right? So we'll see what that imbalance locator winds up looking like, and then we'll just go from there. And so we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know enough about it. We saw Circle go up. This is another one of those crypto plays. So Gemini coming tomorrow, the Winklevoss brothers. We'll see if they can do something. We don't have Bitcoin on here, but Bitcoin is on. Oh, I didn't even put the link to the sticky note. I'll put that in the chat right here. But it's on the note here. Yeah, everyone. What's up, Justin? I'm sorry, my guy. Oh, that's a V. I just put a V in there. What's up with that? Control V is what I need to put there in the chat. Get it in the chat. You can find it. But I don't have many notes here on IBIT. I just have it right here. IBIT 65, short until it breaks. Just technical, right? Like, leave me alone. It's just technical. Moved off the CPI number. Let's see what winds up happening now. So we have NVIDIA on here. We have Opendoor. We have Alibaba on here with the 150 break. And then we have IBIT at 65. Go find it right here. Nice. Ooh, nice camera going on there. Thanks, iPhone. But as you go forward here, it's for me on IBIT, we've hit 65 a couple times there with topping tail wicks, decent volume right there, right when that number got released at 8:30. It created a huge move down. I was sitting here watching. I was like, what is Bitcoin even doing? And now it's getting right back into those lows again. So I wonder, I'm a Bitcoin bull. I'm putting something out today where I'm going to be hopefully talking a little bit about Bitcoin. But on the way to the downside right now for IBIT, and that the market hasn't really been moving, the Nasdaq right here. So I'm looking at, you know, right now, Bitcoin underneath 65. I mean, it looks pretty good here as well, right at the 200 period moving average. So for me, this is looking pretty good. It's IBIT, it's a short. I'm sitting here right now at 64.90. If it breaks 65, we get out. It's like a very, very simple trade. We might not get out right at 65. Give it to 65.20, something like that. But I'm happy trading with IBIT right here today. So that's something that I'm looking at right now. What are you jumping at the bit for?
No, so before we go to the desk, someone asked what was going on with Octo. So here's the deal with 8Co Holdings. They announced a $2.7 billion common stock offering. I, for one, am surprised. And the Nasdaq symbol is transitioning from OCTO to ORBS. Okay. So Octo 8Co Holdings is now ORBS, and they dropped an offering on everybody, which I think shouldn't surprise people. But if you're looking for it, it's actually, we don't even have it added to the database yet, so we probably won't be able to trade this till tomorrow. Not that it was a plan necessarily. I was kind of looking at it the last couple of days, but there's some other names to watch. But yeah, ORBS is the new 8Co Holdings ticker. Let's go talk some Apple. Orbs.
Apple got sold off pretty heavily yesterday, ended the day essentially at the lows. We're trying to bounce back right now to 228, but 2 days in a row here, negative reviews not only of the iPhone 17, or I guess the thought of the iPhone 17 specifically. Here's one opinion right now still saying that AI is lagging regardless of what the design looks like. You've already placed your order for said iPhone 17.
Yes, pseudo placed, Brendo. I still got to finish it off tomorrow at 8 a.m., 5 a.m. Pacific time. So here's the deal. Back-to-back downgrades today for Apple. D.A. Davidson with the first one here, dropping it from a buy to neutral, but keeping that same $250 price target, citing what they're calling uninspiring product announcements and a lack of near-term AI innovation. Analysts said Apple may not be able to leverage AI in a meaningful way soon, leaving growth constrained under the current status quo. The analysts argued the iPhone 16 and 17 family of products, including the iPhone Air, lack enough innovation to drive a strong upcycle. You also got, I believe, a different rating agency as well. Yes, this one over here. Phillips Security downgraded Apple, Brendo, to reduce and setting a $200 price target.
Definitely hasn't been a positive week, to say the least, if you zoom out here. You got to go back 2-3 weeks here. 225, definitely key here, guys. Needs to hold.
Yeah, I feel like if I wasn't looking for the play in Amazon, I might be thinking Apple today. Because, you know, after the event, yeah, sell the news. It's nothing groundbreaking. And oftentimes, it's about a 50-50 whether it goes up after they release a new phone. But the moves down tend to be bigger than the moves up. So if you're looking for the opportunity in a stock that's generally going up, buying the dip after the event seems to make a little bit of sense. But it's not as close. We said this in the afternoon show. On the off chance that we actually dumped on that CPI number, then you'd have the 50 and the 200 period as cover for longs. But you're a little further away. As I said, Amazon just a little bit closer. This feels like it has a decent chance to fill in the gap, or at least a good portion of the gap from yesterday. I don't want to say fill in the entire gap, but let's see it hold on to VWAP. If it breaks the low, then that 225 comes into play. Then that 221 comes into play for some obvious dip buys. I just feel like Amazon was a little bit closer for me for the dip buy long, but this was a close second for Apple. Because I think in both cases, you're looking at a slight overreaction that it's an opportunity to get back in on trend.
I'm buying. I mean, I'm buying Apple if we get down into the 50-period moving average. I mean, honestly, it's a great company, huge. Their earbuds, I think, are great. The live translation, I think, is great. I mean, everyone's going to come up with the same stuff. It's just a matter of their install base is just so huge. So I really like Apple moving forward. I mean, we talked about buying it once it based out down here, and we did that. And now I'm looking to buy some more. So I'm going to put some capital out. I want to buy some Amazon. I want to buy basically any Mag 7, like any big tech name that is proven to make money long term. And Apple's doing that, sitting on cash. You know, they do deploy it back. There's a very, very small dividend. They have the huge buyback underneath them as well. Like, I don't have any problems sitting here and buying on any weakness Apple. So Apple down in here into the 220 is a go for me. Today, not enough juice about it. There must have been a sell imbalance right now out on Apple. So Open Door comes with a little bit of a sell imbalance, sending that thing to the downside because it's 925. So right now we get all the updates there. So we get Broadcom, so all these NASDAQ names now starting to see what the day may look like. So there goes Broadcom with a little bit of a buy, 200,000 shares. These are all shares that are going to go off on the open. So it's not, this is just like people front running this bid, right? So, and then Alibaba right here as well with a small bid. I thought that might be going, but it's not. I don't know. Apple made a move down there, but it's not on here. So I think the big one for everybody would be Open Door right there. 2 million shares coming off the open. That's not going to be a lot. It's already done 70 million. So nothing on here that's of interest to me. But yeah, I like Apple. I just don't know. The futures are kind of figuring itself out. It looks like we want to break higher. I just wonder about NVIDIA and some of these other names that maybe just look a little bit better for longs to me than Apple. But Apple's been beat up here, and I don't see the reason why. So I'm going to be picking something up if we get back into this like 223. Maybe I should put like a little bid down there and see if our account gets hit today. But I don't think it will. And if it does, it means the market's retracing and I'll have lots of time to pick up stuff that I like. But I like Apple and I like Amazon on the recent moves down. So we're buying Apple if it gets any worse than this.
Good numbers out of China for Tesla's Model YL, sold out for the month not only of August, but right through to November at this point. Better than expected numbers from a car being sold in China. We haven't heard that for a while.
No, it's been a minute, Brendo, since Tesla did well in China, but they like these larger SUVs, especially the 3-row SUV, and that's exactly what the Tesla 6-seater Model Y is. Sold out with deliveries now pushed, though, Brendo, back a little bit. November 2025, 120,000 orders received since launch, with reports of about 10,000 orders per day. Separately, they're trying to move the needle on another China-specific car. We're talking about the Model 3 long range. They cut the price by about 3.7%, down to about $36,000 US, obviously in yuan. That specific Model 3, Brendo, has about 500 miles of range, which we don't have in North America. I wonder why. We need just as much range as the Chinese do. So bring it over here.
What they want, Elon. Give the people what they want. Right back to the top of the range. Looks good here, guys, for Tesla.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say my car's down there charging, so we got enough range going on.
You don't even need to charge it though. How many?
No, it's down to like 40% now. Like we drive it everywhere now.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's so much fun. But all the cars, like I've never driven a Lamborghini or anything like that. But out of all the generic kind of cars I've driven, Tesla, that Model 3 is so much fun. It's like the ultimate commuter car for me. I am absolutely loving that car. So, but anyways, there goes Tesla. I don't know what just happened right now, but whoops, to the downside right here. I don't know if there's some news somewhere, but there's a nice little tick down there for Tesla. But yeah, I don't know. It's not really. It's not on my radar per se today, but this little dip buy, I got to move my water here. This little dip buy opportunity into 347. You know, we held yesterday. We had a nice move up. Obviously, those imbalances hit there at 350. That's the move down. I always want to retrace imbalance moves. So if we can come back into this area where there was some kind of support, I think 347 is a buy for Tesla. Look, we've nailed Tesla. Ozan's nailed it. Some of the traders on our stream have said, watch out for this to happen. So we know that Tesla is on everybody's mind, and we're here to trade it. Yesterday, that 350 break was an absolutely monstrous call there, and we saw it breaking. Sorry, it wasn't 350. It was this VWAP break right there. So Tesla basing out, takes VWAP there on, and again, the Nasdaq was heading lower, but boom, that gave you $4, and that didn't happen until 3 o'clock. So let's wait to see. It just doesn't look that enticing to me at these levels right now. So we're either going to have to get up here or get down there, but with only a minute left, Neil, what do you think about Tesla?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless it breaks out above 360 or shows you the mid 340s, it's not super exciting. The only pattern I want to show is just the last couple of days. You get some topping tail candles in here, which tells you as it gets into the mid 350s, it's been rejecting that level. So I want to try to respect that. But only 30 seconds ago, I want to point out one name that has made our list every single day.
It is ripping, by the way.
I mean, we always see people talking about UNH. UNH was on a tear yesterday. Well, from the lows, it was on a tear 2 days ago, probably a bigger one. It's set up to break out at 352, a bit of a triple top. So that move continues to be incredibly impressive. Want to look for some KLRNA to the fade side. Probably not going to be involved in FIGR, the new IPO today, but this bell brought to you by Beta Pro by GlobeX. Check them out, and let's get this party started in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, open door really coming down.
Yeah, I mean, what's up, everybody? The market is now open. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. It'll make your next trade a winner. All right, so here comes Tesla, right back in again. We just talked about that. Here we go. It's down to 349 already. It's NVIDIA's day, it seems like, already here today. NVIDIA up 1.3% and still going higher. So we're going to try to play a fade back into VWAP right now. We wrote down on our sticky note that we liked 177, but it's gone. So we have to wait now and sort of adjust what we're thinking about here with NVIDIA. I mean, the market is gone right now. So NVIDIA on a little bit of a pullback could be a play happening right now. I don't want to get too involved at levels that I haven't really believed in yet. So 179 could be something. I much like VWAP at 178.50. So let's give that a shot here. If this comes in, we'll take some 178s, 50s or so, and we'll take that trade. But here it comes back in. Yeah, so that's NVIDIA. I don't know what else.
Off the jump here, Open door went down, but also Oracle is what I meant to say. Oracle also falling pretty decently, $5 here from the top, looking like it's a little bit weak, but it's open door. Now there's a reverse and open. Wow, yeah, didn't quite get to 720, but open door down to 740 and starting to get bought back a little bit here. We want to catch this one on the flip side.
Yeah, here we go. I just got into, I really like open door. I'm going to wait for the $8 break, but we're into NVIDIA. So first position right now in on NVIDIA. We're long at 178.96. There it is, Neil. It's 50 cents right there off the jump. I mean, I don't know, man. We're doing it. I'm doing it every day over here, and it's been a really good ride. There it is, man. Your first almost dollar club, 80 cents in the money right now on NVIDIA, and there goes the dip buy opportunity. We were going to wait for VWAP. We said, let's take a little piece right there at 179, so we did that, and there it goes, man. Nice upside play there for NVIDIA. We did it again, everybody, so there it goes. Nice move. Yes. Boom! Those are good ones to start your day off here on NVDA. So there it goes, man. 70 cents, 80 cents, and it's gonna be $1 at some point. There it goes. Yes, sir. A dollar club right there in your pocket to start the day as we break 180, and oh boy, we're off on one again. Oh my! No KLRNA, no problem. No IPOs, no problem, because we're trading the same exact stuff. NVIDIA's your #1 trade on the sticky note. We got it, baby. So there it goes. It's NVIDIA. It's $1 and change to the upside. We can now just relax, and it's 9:32. So far so good here today. Maybe we'll look for some open door. I like Alibaba still. Open
door still falling to the downside. It's looking, I don't want to say nasty, but there hasn't been a bid just yet on open. It was a slight imbalance on it, but now it's starting to hold. I want to see this trend break. It's either getting to 720, that's the target price for the dip buy, or we can break this little downtrend that we put in. It's doing its best effort to. But what's weird is the market is up, Oracle is down, and Micron is now 9% to the upside. So the only thing I saw was a price target increase For Micron, it seems like that wouldn't be enough for a 9% move here on Micron, but it is absolutely flying. This one is nuts. I don't know what's going on with Micron today, but this is a monster move that we're seeing over here in MU. All right, we're into KLRNA for the short for the first time, and Open Door is now going to break that trend. It looks like it's going to close above that 760. But short KLRNA into that 47 level from yesterday. I'm not really feeling the long in KLRNA or that FIGR IPO today.
All right, so here's Open Door right here, 765. I mean, I like the long on this name. We've talked about that a little bit here on the show. It just bounced off the 200 period moving average. I like Open Door breaking $8. I'm going ham if it breaks $8. So here it comes, man. We'll see what happens right now. It's getting ramped up right now. Open Door. It could halt, again, because it doesn't take that much. Here we go. It just takes 10% to halt something. So here we go with Open Door. And it has to be in immediately, like in a certain amount of time there. So we'll wait to see what happens with Open Door, as now it's starting to go. Good dip opportunity into 740. We had written down only on Open Door long at $8 break. That's the pre-market high. So if it breaks $8, we'll go on that, and then we'll just see what winds up happening. But definitely supported there at the 200 period moving average right there as we're in the circle. Circle gets the square. Maybe we have to look at circle. Let's look at KLRNA quickly, as I know Neil was just looking at this and talking about FIGR, I guess, today, which is going to be coming through. So good. So far, so good here today, right? Looks like a normal stock. So we'll see if it can break sort of that $44 mark that's been held. Day two plays on IPOs could be great for longs. I mean, it's not like this is a fledgling company. I mean, they did lose money last quarter, and it's not the greatest.
They're an older company than you think.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So it's like they have businesses. They're locked in. I think KLRNA, Best Buy, Apple Pay is going to be there as well. So there's going to be some things that are going to run into KLRNA a little bit. But okay, so we only got out of, we still have about 25% left of this NVIDIA. When it went to 180, man, and we were able to get that out, we did that. So I'm going to take out another small piece here for 50 cents. There it is at 43s. And now we'll wait to see what winds up happening. I think Open Door is the one that's going to break through. Alibaba, Neil, is the next one I think we got to wait for, because
if Alibaba breaks 165, 150.
150, yeah, 165. If it breaks 150, maybe we go to 165.
Well, maybe it does. I'll get to KLRNA in a quick little second, but Open's now holding the volume-weighted average price pretty decently. So the buyers are trying to step into this, but they're running into resistance into 8. I'm not a huge fan of breakouts in the last little bit, so you don't get the dip buy into 720. It's now holding the volume-weighted average price. I'll get out if it loses 760 and see if we can hold through the break of the high of the day. On Open Door, as that one's looking pretty tasty. KLRNA.
I mean, just where it went up. Open Door.
Open Door just came through, but KLRNA just came down through VWAP. My target out is yesterday's low on KLRNA. I think they're going to have to defend this. Have to is the wrong word. I think the underwriters are going to defend the lows on this stock, just because they don't want to get embarrassed. We said that yesterday, and they have egos too. They don't want to get embarrassed by having the stock just continue to crater every single day. So I want to take target outs at each of those lows on KLRNA. But Open Door now flying, so that hold of VWAP is good.
Come on.
This is a blue sky setup. There's no levels out here, so you can fire up your Fibonacci's or whatever you use. Personally, I'm just going to try to follow a trend here and buy the dip into VWAP.
Yeah, we're already blasting this level. I told you we would do that. So there it goes, man. We're going to see what happens right now with Open Door. We don't have any outs yet, so let's let this one go. It's having a problem with $8 again, so I could see that there might be some kind of an issue there. I'm at the day's high right now, breaking through 814. I'm at 816 to see if we can get that play. So right now, that's what I'm working with here. It's Open Door, just seeing where it wants to go. Hopefully higher, right? Okay, so NVIDIA's having a petite problem right here for NVIDIA as it's come back in. Again, breaking through the 200 period moving average. We liked 177.50, so I'm not layering into anything yet on this name, but we'll take a little bit of a bid down here at 178 just because of where it's come from, and maybe we get back to the upside here on these futures. Remember, it was a decent number that came through there, a couple CPI numbers that were as expected. So definitely, trending downside. Made that move again to 24,000 on the Nasdaq and then started pulling back. So a good dip buy opportunity there. We didn't get a whole bunch down here though. So we're still going to try to wait for 177.50, which is right here, yesterday's closing area. And if we don't hold that, then I would say probably tap out time, right? So let's give it a second to see if it does that right now. Open Door went and then stopped, so we'll have to wait for it. I'm not nervous. We said that we would get out if it broke 780 or VWAP there, if it goes back down in. So that's fine if they you know, if the market makers and the traders out there want it to hold, then it will. So if not, we'll be out of that. That's 7. Let's just go 775, 773. All right, we'll stop out of 100% of it if it gets down to that level, right? Right now, we're completely fine with it. All we've really done is dip bought here some NVIDIA. So we're into NVIDIA. We took open door on that $8 break, but we got to let that settle down a little bit. So far, so good, but open
Amazon
door.
is Amazon could go red in a quick little second. And yeah, the ye old buyers have come in on KLRNA. They don't want it to break that 45 level, so forget about 44. They're holding it at 45. It did it all pre-market, did it right before the open, and they just did it again now. So I'm going to stick with this short. I don't think there's any reason not to. Oh, open door just had a little bit of a reversal back into VWAP.
Yeah,
so it failed that break, but it's down. As long as it holds VWAP, it's fine. But if this doesn't hold on to the volume-weighted average price, then I think a retest of the mid to low 70s is certainly a possibility. With this market still pulling back, I want to keep in mind here, everybody, while we look at open door, the Nasdaq is pulling back into VWAP itself. So if we lose this, then this little back and forth rinse drop continues. But it feels like it's going to be a bit of a trap morning. And when I say that, the action that we saw off that CPI number and then the jobless claims was one of the weirder reversals back and forth that I've seen. So if it's a trap, I don't think you want to get wrapped up trying to long just because the market's bouncing VWAP. We could easily wait until another like 10 to 20 points to catch some kind of a bounce here. So I'm reloading open door. Hopefully that doesn't fall with the market. If it does, but keep an eye. That would be a huge, huge problem if we lose 23.9 here in the Nasdaq.
Yeah, so I stopped out, but I might have stopped out at the bottom again. It looks like it did. Yes. It looks like it did hold VWAP right there a little bit. So we got right back in. Let's go, open door. Look, we said what we were going to do, right? We said we were going to stop out if it broke VWAP. It does that, we get out, but then we were like, okay, well, maybe it does want to hold it, and we got right back in. So that's too bad. I'm at $7.98. So would have liked to have got out on that little bump up there. But yeah, position pending right now on open door. But we'll hit the fail because it broke 8, which is what we wrote down. It did not go, so we stopped out for a 25-cent hit or whatever, breaking 775. So we need at least 25 cents back on this one. And if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. We're here for it. So let's wait to see. This went right back in. I don't know where my 170. Oh, it didn't go down to 177.50 yet. So we're gonna wait to see. Nvidia's falling down with the market right now. London Bridge is falling down, but the market. It's okay, right? I mean, the market's still up. Oracle, Neil, that's the problem.
Oracle is.
We said that yesterday.
Taking profit.
Yeah, Oracle right now down 3%. I was like, maybe we break that 335. That looked like that was the exact top, and we didn't break it. We didn't even come close.
It's not just them.
Just straight down. Yeah.
Low of the day break just now on Alphabet. Low of the day break now just on Amazon.
Gotta watch out with that.
So that's why the market is heading back in here. So like. They're selling the open. The only thing that's holding up some strength is, I mean, well, open door is holding VWAP, but also keep an eye on ye old Micron. Every time I pull this one up, it continues to go 11% now on Micron and still climbing. Micron's doing the Oracle at this point instead of Oracle. Like this is just. This is a price target upgrade? Like, what are we talking about here? Citigroup raised its price target from 150 to 175, and we're going 11%?
Well, I was just going to say that it was the 150 to 175. That's all I was going to say. But I think people, too, are really optimistic because it's coming into earnings. Either way, yeah, this is the highest level in over a year. Just wanted to add that caveat.
Sheesh.
We are now positive on open door. Let's go. Like, this is what you got to do, guys. Look at this, 820 now on open door. Open door's getting higher. So we like that one right now. We're long at 780 right now on open door. So a bunch of outs right there. That's too bad. We literally made the bottom right there on open door. Like, I wicked the bottom and made it. So sorry about that, everybody. But we got right back in. So now let's wait to see what open door can do. Hopefully it continues to fly higher, man. I mean, we got a good position on. I'm actually out of half of it right there. I mean, when I didn't even think, like when we got to $8, there's a couple outs right there for 8. Then we took an 808, which was the high before. And then we took double barrel outs there at 820. So congratulations to everybody that was been sticking with open door. I know Neil has that one as well. So that was a good trade there moving forward for open. Let's see if it continues. All right, the nervous Nancy one right here is NVDA, because it is falling down right now. I'm going to buy a little bit right here and then figure out what goes on from now. But down into 177. I wanted 177.50s, but it looks like we may be holding right now. So I'm going to take a little bit there in the 60s and then see what winds up happening. Go open door here for NVDA. So we're long at 117.30s. Sorry, 177, 178.30s. Hello, right now on NVIDIA. So here we go. Let's get back up to the upside right now and see if we can go. Neil, we got a special trade here with open door. So let's see if this can continue to work out for us. Good amount of shares on this one. We said that we would hit it. We talked about that going ham on this one. So here goes open door. Let's go. 825 now breaking through, man. So we turn our frown upside down on this name. And here we go as well with NVIDIA. Let's take a little bit out here. Let's take out 10% as it's made its move back upside. Obviously, we're trying to make a winner here, and this is going to be a loser right now to take it out. But we'll take out some. Remember, our average price was 178.30s, so we'll take something out there at 11s or 10s, just because we want to make sure that we cut the bleeding a little bit here on NVIDIA. So there it is. Good out for us, by the way, right there, like as if. Let's see if it continues higher. Wish it does, but who knows?
Well, it's the only thing outside of Micron that's looking really strong right now.
Okay.
Like I'm telling you, like there's some small cappers out there that are going to be going as well. But of the names that we're watching here, that you're most interested as the viewers, like I'm looking at the board. It's open door by a bajillion %. And then Micron, Adobe, UNH, NVIDIA. So really, it's the open door story, no questions asked. I haven't had a glance to see if we have any indication what's going on with that IPO, but it's way too early anyways. And we're not that excited, but I shouldn't say we're not that excited. We're not as excited about FIGR. But Amazon's coming right into yesterday's bottom. This is getting hairy for some of these cloud names, as you know, obviously Amazon and Google. Both players, and when you see Oracle falling, this is going to be coming down pretty heavy. I did want the long into 29, but I'm not just going to sit in front of 29 and try to catch a falling knife. It's going to have to be a trend break when it's falling this way. It's a little bit too rapidly. Just to give you an update, in KLRNA, there's still just buying it back at 45. So the first time in, it tried to run the stops at 47, but if my level holds like this, then I got to jump back into the short every single time. But 45, if I see a bounce off this for a fourth time, I'm going to jump out of this trade. Apparently, Circle is going. I just heard in my ear.
Well, that makes sense because you had that IPO, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here comes into yesterday's low. If you hold the bottom, then I want to get back out in front of 45. I'm just going to put a trailing stop in.
And NVIDIA's trying to go as well here. And we've done well, obviously, on open door. We're going to let that go. It just bounced again up to the upside off of the 200 period moving average. So that put us flat on the trade right there at 178.25. So that's going to be a level there to look at. And I still think we can go. But like, as Neil said, there's not much holding this market up right now. I mean, I don't know. I wanted to buy Apple on dips. That's actually okay. Apple's the one that's strong, Neil. Apple's up. Apple's up 0.5% right now and at its highs.
Okay,
there. So okay, so we like that one. There goes. Let's go. Let's go. Open door, man. I sound like Drake right now, like that. Let's go. Let's go. Stuff right there. So here we go, man. It's a nice move. Yeah. Okay. We're cruising, man. Our number 1 and 2 stocks right onto here is NVIDIA and Open Door. On the sticky note. We're trading both of them, and there they go. We like it, man. There goes Open Door through $8.30. Congratulations to all who have bought the dip in Open Door. Yeah, FIGR IPO time. Yeah, we have no idea the time.
It's not even on the locator.
It's not even.
I don't.
Yeah, so go to Neil's screen here just quickly, and we'll show you.
By this time yesterday, the imbalance was what, 500,000 shares to buy on KLRNA. It's not even here. It's not even here. Maybe if I go by time. Yeah, we're not even seeing anything. So we don't really know anything in terms of when it'll open up in a normal sense. And in this particular case, we don't even have like a heads up. It'll pop up eventually. We'll see it, and then we'll let you guys know what we're looking at. But I wouldn't expect it till, 1 o'clock? What did we see yesterday, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, yesterday was
1:30? Yeah, whatever. It's hours and hours away. So KLRNA, I promise you, it doesn't look like it bounced off the low, yesterday's low, but it did. And I said I'm going to put a trail in off that low. It trailed and then smoked the bid. KLRNA's getting rinsed. This is another reason why we're not
getting rinsed.
Yeah, it's another reason why we don't love this IPO that's coming out today. The sentiment seems different. Remember, the issue price, $40 on KLRNA. I expect there to be millions of shares on the bid at 40, and I'm going to take a shot at that long off the 40 level. At least the initial bounce. Let's go to Adara.
Yeah, be aware here, Donald Trump is actually set to appear at this 9/11 observance ceremony right now. We have member of cabinet Pete Hegseth speaking, Secretary of the Department of Defense, now being called the Department of War. Pete Hegseth speaking right now, but Trump is set to speak. CRCL, we did have one catalyst on this. Canaccord Genuity maintaining a buy rating on the stock at a $247 price target, obviously well above where the stock is currently trading, so that could be helping this move. I don't have any other news on this, and I do want to let you guys know as well, 10 a.m. and 9:45, no numbers to be aware of, already past 9:45, so no numbers today other than that CPI print we got this morning. Back to you.
I just was like, oh my God, Alibaba broke. So we're into Alibaba right now. It's number 3 on our sticky note right here. So far, we've gotten on this list right now. We've got NVIDIA long. We've got Open Door long at $8. We've got Alibaba long right now at $1.50. So let's wait to see what winds up happening here with Alibaba. There it goes, man. A nice move higher there. We've got NVIDIA's rocking higher. I might not be able to do the ad right now, my guy. Okay, so everything is starting to pop right here. There goes NVIDIA. There goes Alibaba. We are cruising right now to the upside. There goes Open Door, Neil. Holy crap, this has been a day again, man. We're on it. Thank you for hitting that bang button over there, my guys. Cannot wait till we join with our team over on the other side. But it goes Open Door, it goes Alibaba. And again, this is one of our #1 trades listed on the board there today on the sticky note. We put down Alibaba, and there it goes, breaking through 150. We like it. We like it a lot. But yeah, so far so good. 50 cents in the money now for Open Door as that's going. Baba's going, NVIDIA's going, and oh boy, that was a little bit of a run there. The worst one is NVIDIA, man. That's the one that's not going at all. So let's wait to see if this market can go even more than this. But hey, we are calling on all Canadian traders because Beta Pro by Global X is back, baby, with their biggest winner simulated ETF trading competition. That's a mouthful. Now with over $40,000 in cash prizes, including a $20,000 grand prize. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with $100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform. Whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started, it's a chance to test your strategies, build skills, and climb the leaderboard. So you think you have what it takes to be the next biggest winner? Sign up today.
Get in the game.
Get in the game. EA Sports, man. We are in the game every single day over here and having a lot of fun with it as well. So, man, this market just continues to be exciting, right? So thank you for joining us up here. Open Door, Neil, that's the one that's really minting people today, that's for sure. They're up to $8.40. We'll take it, man. A big trade alert there for Baba and a big trade alert for Open Door. So yeah, really happy with what's been happening here today so far. We're 3 for 3 on our plays, man. Who can complain about that? I mean, we're both having great days, so let's keep this momentum going. We just need NVIDIA. 80 cents in the money on Baba, 80 cents in the money on Open Door. Let's go.
Yeah, Open, this one is flying. Remember, there's nothing standing in its way. There's no levels to look at here. If it breaks trend, I think go with the VWAP strategy dip buy. It's already worked a couple of times, but if we break the trend line, my rule is get out after the opening push. We're getting close to 10 o'clock. I still don't necessarily love what's happening in the Nasdaq yet, but I'm not long in Amazon. I wanted to dip buy in Amazon. It was the break of the trend candle on Amazon was not a chase for me. There's just no chance that I'm going to chase it up here. It broke trend, and then the next bar close was $1 off of the low. I'm not going long and then giving it $1 back when I'm going against the grain. That would be breaking a rule for sure. So I'm not going to do that. But if we can hold this low at 29.229.5, I don't mind getting back into this one at the low of the day. Micron for Gorev and a lot of people that are looking at this, this is now pulled back into VWAP on its own. I've confirmed with Adara, there was nothing else outside of this Citigroup price target, which seems a little bit much for me. It's a heck of a chase, up 9% to try to grab that long, and it's really starting to sell off. So I'm not a gigantic fan of just trying to buy the dip just because. You don't want to get FOMO in your trading, and I think that would be too much of a FOMO play. KLRNA does not want to let us back in. It's now bouncing. VWAP would be a dream. If you get 45, that's seeming like at least a little bit unlikely, but I'm going to short the next available pop in KLRNA, only thinking short this today. Unless somehow it's that $40 level. We're going to short the next available pop here in KLRNA. Just an unsuccessful IPO for them, really. I don't care what people say. It's up yesterday. I'm like, no, it's not. Just because you issue at 40 and it closes higher than 40 doesn't really mean it was up. Anybody that traded it to the long side probably lost money if they held it for any real period of time. Let's go to Adara.
SNDK here, SanDisk Corporation on watch. No news on this one. They did attend Communicopia, that Goldman Sachs conference, yesterday at 3:05 p.m. So nothing today. But I will say here, just some facts about this. Tons of social media attention right now. This does have a $12.25 billion market cap, so not a small cap by any means. It does have here a short float of only 6.25%. So SNDK getting a massive push to the upside. Back to you.
It's got a new position. Thank you, SNDK SanDisk. We just got a fill on IBIT. I don't know if I like this anymore. I mean, the market, I'm long everything in the world. So right now we've got Open Door long, of course, which is the market. Not just joking, but that's a good one. That's 60 cents right now. NVIDIA is finally starting to turn positive for me again here. So we got to look at that. So I'm not too sure. I'm actually going to, I don't know. I may wind up regretting this. I'm going to take out a third right here, right where I got in at 90 on IBIT. Oh, if I can even get it. There we go. We got it. So we got out of a third there on IBIT. I don't, I'd hate to see the profit come out of that name that we've made today just because I'm shorting crypto. I like Bitcoin. It's against this technical top there. And I just don't want to lose 15 cents, to be honest with you. So yeah, man. Call it like it is. We're making bank on everything else. Why lose on something that I'm not getting the best of reads on? So, all right. So right now, Alibaba, again, another posted up, right? You can find me on Instagram if you wanted that one as well. We have our sticky notes on Instagram as it is on Twitter as well. So go find that quickly. And then here it is so far today. I've only had 3 trades, right? We have Open Door long, we have NVIDIA long, and we have Alibaba. There's the 150 long break there. There's the $8 break on Open Door. Open Door is at 850 right now, so that's going to be a good call. It's NVIDIA right now that's really languishing on the day. So we'll wait for it. I mean, Alibaba is having a problem up here at 151. I mean, if the market, it's 151 proof, I guess. If the market goes up, fine, but it is struggling at this level. And then we said that NVIDIA was the one that was really struggling. So we're going to get some more out as it just came back into the 20s again, and we took some more out here. So yeah, this is not looking great, man. I mean, I don't know what AMD is doing. We looked at Micron earlier. That might have been the stronger name. There goes AMD to the downside. We talked about looking at PEs of different companies, AMD versus NVIDIA, and AMD is still high versus competition or versus its peers. So I'm going to get out another spot here because Open Door is still...
I wonder if there's a rotation, this Micron thing causing...
Look at Open Door, by the way.
Causing rotation.
Well, Micron's not.
No, it's not. It doesn't make any. Look, I'm just trying to figure out why Micron is ridiculous. Open Door just went 863 on open. I'm getting Robinhood into the volume weighted average price, but new trend. This is the new trend. It has to lose $8.40. Otherwise, we're looking essentially at probably the 875 or 9 area on that bad boy. Robinhood. Robinhood made an all-time high yesterday. Yeah, we all know this made an all-time high yesterday. They had their event. We'll talk about their event a little bit when things slow down because they're introducing some cool stuff. Their 2-day hooded event or whatever the heck it's being called. But anyways, breaking back out above 119 and pulling into the volume weighted average price is Hood. This was on my list. I wanted to make sure that it was holding either clearly above or below the 119 level. Holding above, trying to break out that 120. That is it's a big psychological level, 120, but it was also the pivot point in yesterday's trade, both at the open and then in the afternoon. So if it fails 120 a second time, I don't mind getting out of this bad boy to catch that VWAP bounce. If you like trends long, then you like adding in at VWAP. Pretty simple.
Oh boy! If you like winning trades, it's pretty simple. Also, just got to look for trends. You got to look for ideas and. Oh man, like open door. I don't even, you know, congratulations to everybody that's out there, man. Spin the money on open door right now. I have a bunch of shares, so I'm getting out on the way up, which is why it looks like I'm planting red roses here. Because again, like it could turn around at any time. And I'm just like, hey, look, man, getting some out at 75, getting some out at 65, you know, we could look back in 5 minutes and those were great prices or horrible prices. It's just what I'm doing right now, and it's starting to go. So we like ye a lot, man, there on open door. And there it goes. Wow, the spidey senses are real right now, guys. Wow, okay, there goes IBIT to the upside. So we'll punch out of that one and almost like dirt off our shoulder there. Not a big deal after all. We got out of a third as soon as we realized, did we make a penny on? No, I think we had the same price. We got out of a third as soon as we realized there was problemos right there. And there it goes, man. This is exactly why you get
open
something
door,
out there.
1 minute trend has to.
There goes open door, yeah. So this is why we get in some out there at 75 and a little bit higher than that. Now we're going to see what winds up happening to the downside. Remember, on open door, I now have about 10% or so left. So a couple more outs here, but now let's wait to see if it retraces back to the upside now, open door. Now we just got to wait for BABA and NVIDIA.
Yeah, open door, I just took the out. I said when it got to 875, it broke the new trend line. That was going to be the out for me. So it was VWAP and only VWAP. That's pretty much been the play today. I don't think I've traded anything that wasn't a VWAP trade. So open door at VWAP, Robinhood just now off of the volume weighted average price. We didn't really get it. That also did a pullback at the same prior high. We didn't actually get into VWAP enough on Robinhood because I'm still sitting there on the bid. I was trying to get some underneath the 119 level, and I actually didn't even get filled. The only other stock I'm looking at, I've only traded 3 names. KLRNA's the other, and KLRNA can't get back into the volume weighted average price. So this one looks like it's still fading off. Still no data on that IPO, everybody. I don't know what to tell you. And you know, if we get an update, it's weird. I'm used to seeing an imbalance by now, so it's a bit weird not to have seen one. And I'm glad that I didn't take the VWAP bounce on Micron, because Micron is still pulling back. So the next trade, if I trade, I think it'll be Micron, maybe it'll be KLRNA, but I want a trend break here on Micron. Just try to snipe her in. Like, that's what's worked. Just try to keep it clean. Like, open was so clean off VWAP and everything else was. Never had to have it go against you or anything. And Micron, I want to look for a similar type of entry, because this is, while the market's at the highs, what was the strongest stock is now pulling back. So you want to make sure that that wasn't just the top here for Micron, and have the buyers start to come back in, then join. You know, like move on to the next.
Yeah, we're not moving anywhere off open door. Again, look at this, man. There it is, $8.90 now for open door, $8.90 right there. We have a dollar winner. We have a button for that. Wow. I mean, honestly, like writing it down at $8 here on the sticky note, like I didn't think it was going to do this. And in fact, we actually got stopped out there and bought it right back. Now it's P&L number 1 and it's not even close. So well, that's not true. Alibaba's holding fort on that right now. But there. Let's go, everybody. Who's got those hands on right now? $9.03, man. This is a meme crazy move right here for open door, man. This does remind me of those good old days back in those good old days of GameStop and AMC. And here we go, man. We've got the rider on right now. It's open door, and it's crazy, crazy long right there all day. We finally said it today. We were like, okay, well, now that open door finally has a catalyst, what will it do, right? We're staying in it. We're strong with open door. Shout out to all my, I don't know what they call open door traders, but shout out to all the meme guys out there. It's a big one here, and we're just starting to piece it out, man. So as we get on the way up, we start piecing this thing out on open door. The problem, we got 99 problems. NVIDIA right now is one of them. Open door is now at 920 and going higher. So I don't know, man. If I told somebody to sell it,
apparently
I apologize.
It's the open army.
Because right now, this thing is absolute, yeah, open army. Okay, well, what's up to my XRP army? What's up to open army? Because right there, it's $1.40, Neil, and that's what we're doing, man. It is riding the bull all day long, man. We had a great day yesterday with KLRNA. We had a great day yesterday trading the Nasdaq, trading Google, and here we go, man. It is just another one of them days, as there goes open door, 925. Are you kidding me right now? So, I mean, this is what we're doing, man, every single day, having a great time. And look, if you're saying, like, I don't trade small cap names, well, do you trade Alibaba? Do you trade NVIDIA? Because right right now, Alibaba continues to work higher as well into these levels. 150.70. There we go, man. Nice upside for Alibaba. So we called the 150 level. We called the open door $8 level. Although that was pretty easy. And now we just wait to see what happened with NVIDIA. I think I'm going to get stopped out of this one if we break that low of 177.25.
Broadcom also fading.
Yeah, this market is not.
The market's at the highs and the chips are at the lows. All of the chip names are getting bled a little bit here. Micron still pulling back. Broadcom's bouncing off the lows now. That could be something. Could be a little something. Broadcom's actually trying to bounce here. Let's go to Adara for happening now and come back and figure these chips out. Broadcom just did.
Even with these chip pullbacks here, SPY actually apparently hitting new intraday all-time highs. The Dow also is hitting new intraday all-time highs. So certainly some strength to be found in this market that we do. A lot of yesterday's winners, for example, Oracle pulling back sharply. Let's talk here about the economic data we had this morning. The only economic data print of the day was CPI, mostly in line with expectations, except for that CPI month-over-month print, a slight uptick compared to estimates. 0.4% versus 0.3% expected. CPI year over year also increased, but it was exactly in line with estimates as well at the 2.9%. Open Door, OPEN, of course, on watch in case you guys missed it. Shopify COO Kaz Najarian joining Open as its new CEO. So appointed Chief Executive Officer, co-founders of Open Door, Keith Rabois and Eric Wu are also returning to the board of directors. So clearly well received by the very active Open Door shareholder community. Then we have Apple on watch here, AAPL actually pushing higher despite not one but two downgrades this morning as analysts continue to assess its event, which was viewed as a little bit underwhelming, that iPhone event we had on September the 9th. Before we send you back to the guys here to take a moment to thank our friends at Origenics, OGEN, because each year 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., but there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Origenics, or OGEN, is changing that with its first in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Origenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Back to you.
Thank you very much there, Adara. Shout out to OGen for sure. It looks like the bottom just came in. There was a bottoming tail candle on Broadcom when we threw you over to Adara, and then Micron also just broke the trend to the upside. From the downside, heading back into the volume-weighted average price, although it's having some issues with VWAP here. Been 151.5, although the first shares were under, the second shares were over, so now we're in the 151.65. If we hold VWAP, I can see this back at 154, and the Nasdaq is now blasting.
Let's go.
Through the highs. 24,000 even on the NQ. 24,000 even. It's actually the highs, like 99.9 or whatever the heck it is. So 24,000. If we can bust through that, I think that'll be huge for these chip names. But it's weird. It's weird. Broadcom was actually the first thing to bounce in the chip space, and it's like the others followed. So maybe worth just keeping an eye on that. The market now coming back in. Yeah, everything seems to be working. You just have to wait for your spot. Let's go back. Adara again.
XYL pushing higher here. Xylem is the name of the company. Amazon and Xylem apparently partnering on smart water upgrades in Mexico. XYL with an Amazon partnership. Back to you.
About NVIDIA being a problem. Nah, it ain't. So we're going to wait to see what happens here with that video. It's still a problem. I mean, we'd rather this thing be at 180 right now, considering where the Nasdaq is. But I'm going to hold out to see where exactly this name goes, man. We are we're at the highest spot we've been at all day here today. So that's going to be obviously pretty good. And we only right now have like 3% left of Open Door. We absolutely took a lot out there at 9 when it broke through $9 again. So we're going to watch out to see if that can do something. We are having a little bit of a problem. I'm going to get some more out here at 01s. On NVIDIA, we are having a problem trying to get through this level, so I don't know what's up with 178. We were waiting for 178.10 there, and it just was bouncing around and wound up missing us. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. There goes Alibaba, too, man. Okay, I don't even know anymore what to say. Just you guys, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe and go find us on Instagram and on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't see this figure on here either right now. So we're going to wait on that one. I don't even know what to tell you guys. I wish it was on there, but it's not. So $1 in the money now on that. Well, Alibaba's got to break 151 proof, and if it does, then we're good to go on that one. Did NVIDIA just give me those 10s yet? No, it did not. Now it does. I have nothing else to hit. What's up, Ozan? What's up to everybody else right now? This has just been another one of those days. Again, so stretch out and just enjoy it right here. We can go to the gym today, which will be nice. We'll go get the pool's under maintenance, so we'll figure out, again, what we're going to do there. But, yeah, we don't need to hang around for the IPO today. I'm not super excited about it, so we won't do too much with that one. But, wow, there goes NVIDIA right now, man. NVIDIA's now positive in your boy's account, so we're happy with that. We don't have any losing trades today, man. Alibaba's here, NVIDIA's. Oh, yeah, actually, we do. IBIT. We wound up losing on IBIT, but that was okay. And then there we go now, Open Door right here, just absolutely rocking. So huge moves to the upside. We'll wind up losing on IBIT, like, you know, minuscule amounts. Like what we lost on IBIT, we're gonna make 3 or 4 times that right here on Alibaba and the rest of them. So let's just wait. I mean, it's NVIDIA right now that's the biggest worry for me because we need to break through VWAP. So if we can get something else out up here around 178.40, let me put an offer there. I'm actually already there. I'm at 178.34. So hopefully that will come in, and then we can let the rest ride. But there goes Alibaba right there. Another, look, man, we had a Dollar Club winner on NVIDIA today. Every position we've had, Baba and Open Door. So the one that's the biggest surprise to me is, of course, is Open Door getting that dollar winner on that. But yeah, we might as well just get out the rest now of Open Door. It's such a small piece. There it is. Oops, we're not even out yet, all of it. We just got out of a piece of it. There it is. Now we get out some more at 67. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. Thank you to Alibaba and thank you to NVIDIA. So yeah, so far not too bad. We have to check out on what you guys want us to trade because right now
it's been all open. So we're gonna just remind everybody what to do. Look, I just got out of Micron, trying to keep the streak alive here because everything has been, it's been so easy. Like, easy is the wrong word, but like relatively clean this morning. Just get in, find the spot to get in, find the level that's holding, and then play the trend. And it usually doesn't work that easily, but it has. I want to remind everybody, if you're interested in individual symbols, if you want to let us know what is hot or what you are watching, make sure you type in $ in there. I saw, there you go, BDTX just got thrown in. That's a new one. Open Door, of course, leading the way. The Open Army, everybody's calling it. BBAI is the one that stands out. We've been talking some Micron, haven't looked too much at Apple. Adobe reports tonight. That's the biggest report that we'll be looking at tonight is going to be Adobe. Pretty much nothing else. And we still don't really have any data on that IPO. Not that anyone's even typing that symbol in here, but fine. BBAI, what is Big Bear doing as it loads up? Nice trend. No story that I'm aware of, but here's the bigger deal for BBAI. I don't have to draw the trend line, everybody, do I? No, I don't. BBAI is breaking what has been a pretty deep downward trend, or at least a long downward trend. It's a steep one from the highs that's going to break today, and then you got this shallow one, which is already broken. And that's above 5, like the prior high, like 5 to 510 or so. Yeah, this is a big time double bottom and then breakout trade. You close above 510, your risk is to 460. Like everything about this looks pretty bullish. So good look, everybody, on this bad boy. For everyone in the Open Army, as they call it, that's now pulling back into the volume weighted average price. Remember what I said about VWAP? VWAP holding pretty decently. Let's see if it gets back into the volume weighted average price here or holds a prior high. Because I always find if you get out, like there was a reason to get out at that level, but also a reason to jump in. It was making a decision at that particular point at about 870. And now it's at another decision-making point. Will it resume upward trend, or does it lose the trend back into the volume-weighted average price? I want to just try to make the decision at that right spot, so I don't have to hold it against me or wait for it to resume an uptrend when I'm getting in way too early. So it's still trending back in. Don't feel like the buyers are winning at this particular price yet. So it's either VWAP or we break back out above the 880 level here on open. Remember, as fast as these things go up, they can come down just as quickly. Like I look over, like Micron was blasting on that trend break. And now all of a sudden it's not really doing much of anything. So you just have to be a little bit patient. You know, look for your spots, make sure you're playing the right names at the right moments. And I just saw in the chat someone put in this name. As the market's at highs, you want to pay attention to where that relative strength and weakness is. Palantir is at the low, but look at the low it's at. It's at that 165. Triple bottom, sorry. Oh, what just happened? Oh, I just went to a 3-minute and that's annoying. I like the 3-minute chart over a 1 minute, but for the purposes of Open Door, I was using a 1 minute, just based on the way that it was moving, but I'll just flip to the 15. This is a good level that's holding at 165 for Palantir. It's a prior highs down at 164.25. That's your trouble, is you could easily fill in a good portion of this gap and still be a bit of a long. Yeah, I'm trying to talk myself into buying this dip into Palantir, but I don't know if it's at that spot yet. It could travel $1 lower, and to me, it's still valid at 164, so 165. That's too early.
All right. Yeah, well, welcome back, everybody. It looks like Open Door is finally starting to come back a little bit. We did good on getting out of some Alibaba there, right? I mean, the market has pulled back off of its highs. I'm wondering now about even trading the market itself, right? So that could be something to look at. Did you just run through this? I went to go get a coffee, but
I did. It's the same.
You did. Okay, it's the same. Yeah, I'll let you talk. The guy's eating some fruit salad. Yo, what's up to everybody, man? Neil experiencing the fruit salad right now. He's liking the fruit salad.
The watermelon is juicy.
The watermelon. I just took some watermelon. Actually, I was liking the watermelon myself as well. Okay, just to talk about something a little bit different maybe here today than we've been doing right now. Okay, so Open Door gets going. I said let's talk about something different, and I go right to Open Door. But new CEO obviously creating this movement to the high side right there. So we do like Open Door today. No surprise with the 25% short float that Open Door has these kind of days, right? So there it is, man. This will be my P&L number one until something changes. And then Amazon today as well. I mean, this ZUSC, I saw this story yesterday. I was talking about it. Man, it's a damn ugly car. But at the end of the day, the more robotics, the more people should like the name. But Amazon coming down there as Amazon ZUSC, their self-driving unit launched its first robo-taxi in lovely and extremely warm, I would imagine, or even still right now, Las Vegas right now, putting it through the... Who hit the bang over there? Was that Adara? Who was that over there? Shout out to Las. Oh, Fabian. What's up, Fabian, my guy? We'll go to Vegas one day. Don't worry. Entry, we probably won't. ZUSC entry into competitive landscape, Waymo and Tesla. So again, could be. I think it's a good story for Amazon to get into this business. I mean, we always want our companies to be doing new things and different things. And Amazon, right there. If you're going to be working on a project, it's nice to land it, right? So right now, we'll see how successful that is there. And this is a name that I want to buy on weakness, and it's again having weakness. But before I go on some more stories here, we just do whatever we want. But NVIDIA is falling in. So
BBAI just broke again.
Big Bear AI is going up. Big Bear AI is going up.
Well, you had gotten up, but it was on the list. It's number 3.
Ooh,
now,
okay.
number 4 on the list.
But we don't like NVIDIA falling.
I'm buying dips on BBAI somewhere. VWAP or 5, pick and choose. Whichever one happens to bounce is where I'm buying BBAI. Because the market, this is silly. I'm sorry for jinxing 24,000 on the Nasdaq. You can at me. This is my fault. It looked like we were going to break that. We broke that level and it instantly reversed.
Okay.
In the Nasdaq. So
I heard you mentioned 24,000, but it's going to get right back there, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, if we hold VWAP, then I'm looking to re-enter longs. Maybe it's going to be in Micron, or maybe we catch some Amazon, or we head down to the low and wait for the low to come in there. But the Nasdaq, bit of a retracement. My attention. Still like BBAI for a dip because we showed you guys that daily chart. It looks absolutely fantastic. But here comes Amazon right into a double bottom of its own. Cross my fingers here. Yes. Right into a double bottom on Amazon here. Cross my fingers, the chart didn't crash.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you're crossing your fingers for. But...
No, I was watching BBAI. I flipped it from a 1 minute to a 3 minute.
And it cracked?
And the chart was like, don't do that, Neil.
Yeah, because the chart is like, BBAI is like the best stock ever, so it doesn't want you to change from it, right? So
it's when it's more active stock. You have a bunch of active stocks anyway. It doesn't really make a difference unless you're real trading. Amazon looking for a double bottom here. Market needs to hold VWAP. Certainly that would help because it's red. And if you look at the other cloud names, Oracle's getting pumped as well to the downside. So you got to be careful. It has to be really clean here off this double bottom to try to sniper in. Don't want to make a misstep fighting the trend on something.
I mean, that's what we're doing right here on NVIDIA. So, NVIDIA had its move up. We talked about it.
Oh, there it is. It's there, finally.
I like this. Hey, Fabian. Okay. There it is, man. A little bit behind the scenes action there. Thanks, Fabian, for doing that. That was cool. All right. So, yeah, Neil just talked about fighting the trend. We're definitely doing that on NVIDIA here. I mean, it went right up to VWAP and bounced off of that. So this wants to go lower. We talked about getting the opportunity to buy NVIDIA lower. With this action in the Nasdaq, you would have thought that the names that have been leading the way thus far would continue to do that. And it's just not happening right now. I mean, NVIDIA even yesterday, I should have maybe stayed away from it. I mean, we've been looking at, I've traded NVIDIA. I mean, we nailed it a couple times yesterday and it was fine. But AMD has been a little bit of a better trade because I bias short on AMD. So it's been a little bit easier to try to catch that, and I'm biased long on NVIDIA, generally speaking. So right now, there really is no levels here. Like what we're trying to do is I'm just trying to catch a falling knife here, which is not great. I mean, this is the point right into here, 177.80. So if we do wind up losing something in and around this 177.80, which is right here, goes back to yesterday, that little dip spot that held and then ripped, that would be the spot that if we give that up, we're going to get out of here, because then we got to deal with 176, right? And so to me, too much risk, one side or the other. Whoopsies. So I just hit close on that chart. So that was my bad on that one. The minimize, that's the one thing. When the X is right beside the minimize, I don't know how much that happens to others out there, but it's like, I don't know. Anyways, I
find it didn't happen to me in my youth. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, in your youth, you have
I'll leave it at
old
that.
man hands, as he always likes to say.
You definitely look.
Has hit you.
Look,
there goes NVIDIA. Fine.
All jokes aside, but I'll cop to this 100%. I'm certainly not as fast on the keys as I was 15, 20 years ago, for sure. That's just inevitable. Your reactions aren't the same. And that's why we use stop orders a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you have to use all the available tools that you have for you. Like if you tried to raw dog it, like maybe on KLRNA yesterday when it broke that open price, if you raw dogged it and you're really fast, you don't get completely rinsed. But I'm not taking that chance. I'll just take my 50-cent slippage and be happy it's not $1. Because otherwise, like that could have been. KLRNA could have been really bad yesterday, the more I think about it. And I said this in the aftermarket show, there were some signs to have sized down, and I didn't. And so I think we got away with one on KLRNA just by being quick when recognizing the buyers weren't there. Anyways, new position is going to be Amazon. Well, we're holding VWAP on the Nasdaq, and we've held the double bottom and breaking this little trend here on Amazon. But if the market loses VWAP first, this is probably going to be doomed. And this is trend down, so I got to cover into this 231. The next step on Amazon in particular, because remember, these guys got hit pretty bad yesterday on the comparisons to Oracle in terms of cloud growth. So this could be trouble for Amazon, but it's a nice double bottom, and then on the daily from yesterday and then double bottom this morning. But if we don't actually break this downtrend, I don't see continuation. It's a trade to VWAP, and then it's a trade from VWAP if it can hold. And if the market breaks the high, I think we should be good to go. But this one could easily be the first L. I think it's the first time I'm really fighting the trend on anything. The only other name that I wanted to get to, I mean, Open Door is not going to get to VWAP. Well, I almost did it again there. It seemed to resolve itself to the buy side here at that 860. So you have a decent chance that it could be forming a nice little wedge. Lower highs, hopefully higher lows. When it does that, if it does that, then I would take the breakout of that wedge pattern. As we have Lutnick, we're going to sort out India on trade. Well, that would seem to be bad. We're selling right now in the markets. Oh, sorry, good. Not bad. It's good. But the market's selling into the VWAP.
Well, I don't think it matters. Is like, I Oracle goes, all sorted out. I mean, I thought, I don't know, all these extensions and everything like that. I think the tariff news and all this kind of stuff is kind of
too important.
Yeah, it's very important, but I think it's old. Like it's old news. Like we just want to see the signing, the understanding that there is a deal, and that it's friendly fire. Like I mean, that's really all that we're looking for here with the tariffs, and that they can come up with something that winds up working. Like I don't even know what's going on with Canada here and the tariffs and all that. I mean, as soon as we stop the fentanyl trade from happening, then hope maybe that'll get all settled out. But right now, we're going to wait to see what's going on right there again. And I just want to look at what's happening in the broader markets just a little bit here.
Just quickly, FIGR actually is, we got a sell imbalance on FIGR.
Oh, okay, it's there now.
So this is a first. It's indicating a 34 open. What was the issue price, 25? 25. So the issue price 25, indicating a 34 open with a small sell imbalance and very tiny paired volume, only 900,000. That's pretty small. By this time yesterday, KLRNA was over 1 million shares to the buy side with multiple millions paired off. So this is not as much open interest. in this currently, and to the sell side early, which is the first. Not a single IPO that we've been interested in or hyped up or talked about has had a sell imbalance at this time.
Right.
This is the first one. So I'm not sure. I really don't like it now.
I gave credit yesterday to Adara for, she was asked if she was getting involved in the IPO. It was during the midday show. And she had said that something didn't feel right about it. And
really
although we both made money on it, it was not the blast off that FIGR was, or Figma was, sorry, or Bullish or
CoreWeave,
any of
Circle.
pretty much of any of the other ones.
Literally everything.
As some weakness in the IPO market potentially happening. We'll see tomorrow with Gemini. I'm very nervous about Gemini tomorrow. I don't know enough about the company today to be involved with it. I knew Circle was going to be big. That was when we had the Genius Act and all that for the stable coins, and it came out literally at the right time. So congratulations to that. Look at JP Morgan. Let's go. I'm going to just assume it's all-time highs right now for JP Morgan. I bought this thing at 230. Yes, 304, 305. Perfect. That is all-time highs. So we're really pleased with the way JP Morgan in the bank sector has been working out, man. I mean, look at the financials here today. There's not a red name. What is this name? T. Rowe Price. Come on, T. Rowe Price. T. Boone Pickens. Shout out to Nat Gas. But there's not there's not a red name up in here. Even Coinbase. AXP. Blackstone. You gotta love some Blackstone. There's some BlackRock in here as well.
It's literally the anniversary of T. Boone Pickens' death today.
Is it?
Yeah. He died on September 11th.
Shale gas.
Like 5 years. It was like a few years ago.
September 11th. Okay. Yeah. Anyways,
it's a kind of date. It's a date that you'd remember. That's
I was going to say
you didn't even know that when you said that.
No. I only say it because Cheniere and for gas.
That's such a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
The world is a simulation.
Yeah, that's funny. That was, and then you picked up on it, so that's good that you did that. And of course, today we mourn 9/11.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't even mention it earlier today. So our thoughts and prayers are with everybody that lost family members or had to experience anything there. And we say a big. I think it's 24 years. Right? Was it 2001? When did that happen?
Yeah, 24.
2001, I believe. Right. So, and again, big shout out to all of the workers and everybody that helped out during those times, right? Anyways, sad times, but we've moved past it. Hopefully, I mean, there was another event yesterday, but we don't want to get involved. I mean, unless it affects stocks, guys, we try not to be too political. But obviously, we will mourn 9/11. So, all right, so that's finance there. And then today in the tech space, again, it's kind of a mixed bag, right? So, as part of the Nasdaq is going, you're going to see red. I don't know, did the Nasdaq go red yet? No, still up. But yeah, it helped, I guess, by Softy because Google's down. Oh, it's Apple. Where's Apple on here? I guess they're not a technology service, but there's Google, there's Oracle. This is by TradingView. Netflix down 2.5. What's up with that? Palantir. It's a weird day when all these names are down and CRM is up. So shout out to CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, some of the networking names. The cybersecurity names upside. We've got Adobe tonight, so we can watch out for Adobe. Adair and I will be covering that play tonight. So we'll watch out for the eventual earnings or lack thereof from everybody's friend Adobe. There it goes right now. What's up to Adobe Obi right there? We really like Obi, and hopefully he's going to be back on the show soon. As soon as we take time off, Obi comes through. So we thank Obi for all of that. There it goes, man. NVIDIA right back to the upside. Look at that dip buy. We just bought 177s there on NVIDIA. A good little movement to the upside there. And there goes Open Door, man. We tapped out there once it broke there. We had 2% left, honestly. Once that broke $9, we were pretty happy with that. You never want to get holding the bag when it's making these moves back in. So, again, just to be careful with what's been happening here on Open Door. And congratulations again to everybody on that name. Alibaba did move down. We don't have that many shares left of this position. We have that less than 10%. Actually, we have about 10%, 12%.
You are the man.
Hey-yo. How's it going,
Thanks,
man?
brother.
How are those jorts?
It's always going.
I was just saying this to Sharif because Sharif's a shorts guy these days.
Ain't that warm.
There's not that many days left.
It ain't that
because
warm.
Next week it's 15, they said.
It ain't that. It's not warm enough for shorts, man.
You sit in the car on the way here. Like, come on.
He goes for a walk. If it's below room,
warm
temperature,
in the day, cool at night. Like, come on. You jump in the car in the morning at what? 7?
temperature.
Yeah.
Put your heated seats on.
7, a little later than that, yeah.
What? Like, come on.
The
Suck
heated
it up,
seats are nice.
Buttercup.
My bad. Okay, I got to.
You got to wear a coat
Suck
outside.
it up. What do you mean? I'm not complaining. I love the fall. What do you mean? I got my Green Bay Packers
way,
hat on here.
Tesla is fine.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Tesla is fine.
Good story there. I like that. Okay, Tesla. You want
$358. I'm a little
Chinese
surprised.
cars are not competitive. That's right.
I'm still look. Tesla's now emerging. It has emerged as number 2 for obvious reasons. It wasn't there before, but like it was kind of there, but lower. It's now very clean number 2. You guys are hollering about the Open Army first, and now Tesla, BBAI moves into number 3, passing Micron. We'll get to that in a second. But Tesla seems on a verge of testing that $360 level. It wasn't a monster. In terms of catalyst or anything like that, there hasn't been any like monster catalyst, but just remember the daily chart.
Right.
This 360 has been rejected multiple times, so be very careful trying to pick that top. I feel like there's going to be some short sellers that are looking for that mean reversion turn, and where they get out might be a good place to get in. But I want to give a shout out to Trade the Pool. We're going to have them in about a month coming through, and everyone talks about when you want to try to grow as a trader, or in general, you have to risk more. That's how it used to be. Why? Because Trade the Pool's changing the game. The new revolution in stock trading where you don't need a large deposit. Trade the Pool is built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just small skin in the game and you're trading with real capital. So here's how it works. Pay a one-time evaluation fee starting $47, and that's your total risk. That's it. From there, trade real shares, no CFDs, using company capital. Head to tradethepool.com or scan the QR code on the screen and check them out. Want to shout them out, want to shout out Mitch and the crew when they will be coming through in just under 1 month live in the studio.
Shout out to Mitch all there. We want to thank them for supporting the show. Okay, so...
That's hot.
Oh, I want to talk about UNH. Everyone's asking about UNH here. So UNH is on one again. So there goes UNH, right? I mean, 78% of its Medicare members 4 stars or better in 2026. There's been some good news here. The company reaffirmed guidance over the last couple days there for United Health. So United Health was once a beat up name, and all you had to hear was that the big guys were buying this, and you're able to make some cash there on UNH. They reaffirmed full year 2025 adjusted EPS $16 a share, man. Revenues 400 in the billions of dollars here, 400 billion. It's going to be a huge move up there. Stock rallies 8 to 9% over the last couple days. Huge move there for UNH, just bouncing off that $300 and now straight upside, right? So 300 to 350, that's 13, 14% right there. Analysts calling for a turnaround play on UNH right now. Just got hit, became too cheap, I guess, and there it goes back up there to the upside. So do I like the stock? Yes, I do. At this point, we've broken it now above the 50-period moving average, and now it's starting to go. You get that garbage out of here, and there's that big break right there, man. 324. Break it and take it, looks like there for UNH. So again, pretty good levered play there if you're looking to get, maybe, again, a healthy company. We might not like the policies. That's more of a political thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's always two sides.
That part I get.
Yeah, I mean, think about if stocks didn't have any headwinds. We would just be ripping to the moon. So sometimes you got to put some cash aside and buy dips on good companies. And I think that UNH right there, although we may not like it, I bought Oscar at 13.
It's a 15 PE,
right,
which is lower than Humana.
I don't know if that's historical, but probably.
But it's okay. But then their forward PE is actually identical with Humana. So it's not like it's past. You're no longer getting a steep discount on UNH. That's all. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like you needed to be buying this
a long time ago.
Well, 10, 15. Well, I wanted to say 10% ago, but that's wrong.
I think it was at 3.
It was more reasonable in the 300 level or down at 250. You were getting a big discount at 250, and at 300 you were still getting one. It's now not it's more of a momentum play up here because now you're getting a closer to fair. I think there's still room to go with this move.
So good call. The PE is 22, the 10-year PE average. This is what ChatGPT is telling me.
That's still pretty good. But
but I'm saying it's only 15 now.
No, but their forward PE is 19, so it's it's good, but it was much better if you were buying it like a few weeks ago or after the last earnings.
Hindsight.
It's always hindsight. Did we get to the super chat? Just
I did not. What is it?
The one by Rich.
Rich?
I don't think so. Okay, well, he's asking me, but I didn't know if you had addressed it. What prices are you seeing for the WLDS halt? Apologies for this.
It's halted?
It's going to be. It's always going to be delayed if we get to this late. And wearable devices. This is the Israeli company that. Luis, why am I struggling for Luis's name? Luis was talking about this morning. The tap is $9. So $8.93 halt, theoretical auction price, $9. This was a big time runner yesterday. Oh, baby. Double top, clean at 11. I'd have to see what was going on earlier in the pre-market with another source to see if it actually traded above that 11 level, but imagine that it didn't. I don't know for that to be sure, but you guys can check yourselves. That would seem like a pretty decent breakout price. Well, the problem here is and I think Luis even said this, it looks good, but the breaks on these have been nasty, and it's all about the dip buy. When it dips in, catch VWAP or catch a trend break, or when it holds VWAP, so much better than trying to chase those tops. So I don't know that I'd want to chase that breakout. Let it fail and let everyone chase the breakout, and then you just buy the dip after that failure. Their exit liquidity is your entry, and even if it doesn't work, you have a better price and lose less. And that's the way I like to see it. So we just opened back up above $9, so good look on the wearable devices. I wouldn't take the break. I'd wait for the pullback off any kind of a fail break, but that's just me.
We've been really patient with NVIDIA, man, and it was in the money, it was out of the money, and back in the money again. So I just keep on taking it out at literally the same prices here. Every time it's bumping up, now it's bumping up to the 50 period again. I still think this goes. So I don't want to just keep taking stuff out. So I'm going to wait for VWAP, man, now. So if we can get up to 178 and change, let's just see if we can do something special with NVIDIA today. I don't, it's not going to be super special, but it'll be something. So here it goes. Now it's starting to go back up to the upside, and maybe, we're going to get green on it now anyways, but there it goes. Good reload down there. Just want it to go. I don't see any negative stories here for NVIDIA, honestly. I like the name. I think it's going to hit those all-time highs in just a matter of moments. So, give it another second to get to that 184. Broadcom, I just want to check in on some of the others there. Broadcom now is starting to get back upside, and again, it looks like it's having a little bit of an issue there today as well. AMD here, 156. Let me check out what's going on with this. It's probably lower, yeah. So remember what I was saying, like preferring the short in AMD, just how easy sometimes it is.
I think Oracle's a problem.
When the trend is a problem. Yeah, and then yesterday Oracle bounced off 312. What is it doing today?
312.
I didn't even know it was there. I was just commenting on the price. But
it tagged 310.5. So yesterday's open is exactly what's holding. Yeah, if this can break this slight downtrend on Oracle, we're taking out the tops.
All right, I just I lied there. I just saw that. I looked over and saw the net and was like, I got to take something out there. So I took out some more of NVIDIA right there. So right now, just to let you guys know, I have about 30% left. And now we wait for VWAP. I promise. I'm not going to break that promise. So we'll wait. All right, we got reloaded there on Alibaba. So let's go. Nice little reload on the downside there for Alibaba off VWAP. If we can get back, this is 149.80s. Okay, well, right here right now. Let me put something at 60. We're long right now, right at this price. So let's just get it out at 70. Not all of it, obviously, but a piece. If it rips up and we can get going on this, then great. But, I don't... able to make calls, no problem. I feel like, and we've been really hitting them well. But when they don't work, you want to make sure you get out, right? And so it's just like we already know where the breaking spot is on this one. It's going to be 149 for me. So if we can, appreciate a move higher right now, then that'll be all good for us on Alibaba. So let's just see if it gets back to the high side right now. I could even tap this out. Alibaba and Open Door, my two top stocks today. So we don't want this one to turn red on us, which it would do if it broke 149. So well. Yeah, well, it'll be close. But anyways, if it does that's what's happening. Man, I promised you guys I wouldn't get anything out of NVIDIA, and here it goes. So let's see if it continues to go higher. Hopefully it does. It's NVIDIA right now, screaming to the high side. I'm waiting for it to break 178, and then we'll get something out there. We're at 178.10 is the spot there for NVIDIA. And just as we were talking about Alibaba, it just pulled back completely. IBIT, feel good about getting out of that. Eventually it went down. Not enough for me to have worried about it. As soon as we got to fill, a minute later, we were like, do we like this? And we got out of a third of it. So that hit was really, really affordable. for me. So that was completely fine. This is the only name that we're red on here today. And I think we're doing pretty good with that being the case. And I know we've had a good day over here with Neil as well. So let's just keep,
Open Doors, God, I just broke the high.
Open Doors went to $10.
No, high of the day. High of the day break.
So yeah, too bad we got out of there on Open Door. But
high of the day.
Open Door is going to be my P&L number one. So I can't sit here and complain about it. But yeah, it's just NVIDIA there. See that pullback? At least we got some out. We'll keep on it.
I see people mentioning Palantir here, but I'll just show you Open Door. It didn't hit 10 or anything. I was just saying I might have said high of the day break. There was like one dark pool print. It didn't hold a bid above 925. So it just tagged the high. Looked like it printed above on a dark pool. Now it's gone. Now it's broken the high of the day. I just want to make sure I clarified that. Like, no, it didn't break the high of the day, Neil. Sometimes we get that. Palantir, we're breaking out that 24,000 now on the Nasdaq. So we're taking out the highs overall. Palantir is only now starting to get going, and it hasn't even broken the downtrend. I feel like when this does a V-shaped recovery, you want to be involved. It'll be a little bit tight to VWAP, but that 165 that I liked before, well, coincidentally, you're breaking trend if you break 165 on Palantir. So that's actually lining up pretty good. BBAI was holding not yet. It was just holding VWAP. I don't know if it is anymore. I'm going to get another reload on this one. I'm playing off of yesterday's highs where it caught a bit of a bid. BBAI up 4%. I'm not aware of a story on the stock. I didn't see one.
4%'s not
But no, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. 4%, it doesn't need one. It's more the fact that it was not moving for so long. Just on any chance that it can start to go, I think it looks good. But you want to be above $5. I feel like if this gets back above 5, adding on dips above 5 might be better than adding underneath the volume weighted average price, as weird as that is to say. Open Door is now clearly through the high of the day. Yeah.
I mean, Alibaba's another. Yeah. I mean, we're starting.
Bye-bye.
Everything's going. Yeah, Open Door. Congratulations on Open Door, man. Like I said, I've already sort of. To take a Sharifism here, or a Neil, I guess it was, wet the beak on that one. I hear Sharif say it more now, I feel like. But there it goes. Yeah, Open Door, congrats again. My best out is 920. What can we do? I mean, I'm happy with it, but I'm also glad that we focus somewhere else. Because look what we're doing right now. We just bought Alibaba, and we talked about it, and there it goes right there to the upside as the Nasdaq now exploding. And again, congratulations to everybody, man. I'm at the highest spot I've been at today. I hope you guys are as well, as we just continue to make new highs, really, in the market. And just took it out on the Nasdaq. So I'm going to tap out a little bit more of Alibaba at 14. There it is. And now we'll just let the rest ride and see if we can get back up to this 150.80. Let's put an order at 150.80 for 25% of what we have left. 150. Let's go to 150.65 right there. We'll put an offer there and see if it wants to go. I may have to break my promise because honestly, man, like NVIDIA's not doing NVIDIA things right now. I thought with this market taking out highs, this name would have really flew. So I'll put out another 10% there at 80 just because I got to feed my family. So we'll put an offer there and see if we can get out of 10% of what we have left. We still have a decent spot on about 25% of our initial positions from all of this. So if it goes, it goes. I'm still here to support it. That is for sure. But oh boy, man, the market just continues to get higher here. IBIT climbing as well. Bitcoin starting to go. We can have a quick little live look on crypto names. It's been a nice little run for them. We haven't had too many stories crypto related. Today we obviously have FIGR coming through. Those of you want to look at Circle, we could definitely do that. Market cap still 4 trillion right now, as we'll just hit refresh to get some ideas of what's going on here. Bitcoin last week, man, up 4% so far week to date, I guess. Today though, not much, man. Ethereum doing nothing here, 0.1. Ripple's up. I mean, shout out to XRP Army, man. I mean, I bought more at 280. Just kind of play money. We'll see if it wants to work out. There we go. We got our NVIDIA, yes sir. So that was a good out there at 80. So we'll celebrate that. Solana's been really the one working recently. Now, does that mean that it'll shift over? Probably right there. So that's a good little take there on Solana, and up 9% today. It's Dogecoin right there with Brendan Goat call, because that's the one goating right now. 15% for Dogecoin. Hyperliquid.
Why is Dogecoin?
I forget what the reason for Hyperliquid. Is that a stock trading coin? I can't remember. Sui coin? I don't know. Anyways, at this point, I don't know anything about any of these. So Cardano is one that I'm in. Pretty heavy, but from lower. I don't know, man. It has a hard time with that dollar area. So right now, Cardano up 8%, 88 cents. I mean, I like it. I'm not selling any crypto here. So I don't, I'm just kind of waiting for it. I think it's like a little bit of a crypto winter right now, it seems like. With Bitcoin's probably the next one to go. I mean, it's been hovering down here for a hot minute. So
take 115.
There's our out
today
right
or tomorrow.
115 would be nice.
That would be
nice.
nice.
I would really like to see them.
Ooh, we always say a rule. Well, we say it anyways.
You say what?
If you accidentally get into something, get right out.
Oh, right.
I left an order. Remember when I was buying the dip in the Robinhood?
I do.
And I did not get it at VWAP. I was sitting in front of the volume weighted average price. I did not did not cancel my order when it ran higher. Well, it just came in and filled. But this is distinctly different. Okay, so this is breaking support at a prior price. It was VWAP, but is now relatively meaningless, and the market was at the high. So it's just like punch out. So I was able to get out. You know, you're going to pay some fees and lose a couple cents, but I'd rather do that than have it hold against. As I said, the Nasdaq is blasting higher. Palantir is still, it's teasing this breakout. It's just not doing it yet. But this Palantir, if you're patient, Palantir is infamous, or I guess famous, because it's a good thing when it does a V-shaped recovery. So it's famous for doing these good V-shaped recoveries. Right, there's the break of the trend. Don't break the prior bar high yet. Right, there's the break of the trend line. Prior bar low is 160. Oh, that's interesting, 164.5. It kind of works out pretty nicely. So you can just put it right underneath the $0.50 on PLTR. Again, there's no story here on Palantir, except for the fact that, whenever you see something like this, when stocks go into bearish territory, and whether it's Palantir or I forget the other one we were talking about the other day, when they go bearish territory and they accumulate,
it was Robinhood?
That's a good thing. It might have been Robinhood. I think you're right. And they accumulate, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It means the stock in an upward trend gets a deep pullback, and then every time it tries to continue lower, there's buyers that are just stepping into this thing in the mid-150s. You've now broken that trend out, and hopefully this is the run to the all-time highs, or at least higher, because the market just took out the top. Market takes the top. I'll get some out in front of VWAP for obvious reasons. This has been trending down, so this is a bit of a fight of trend at this point on Palantir. Down 1% into a strong market. And because a lot of people have brought it up, we got a big IBO today. Last I checked, it was a 35 indicated open right now. But Circle, another recent IPO, it's going for a little bit of a jaunt. 15% to the upside on Circle. I don't know why. No story that I'm aware of on Circle. But this looks oddly enough like what we're seeing in BBAI. A very, very long downtrend is breaking today on Circle. Like ever since the beginning of August, this has been slowly grinding lower. It's breaking that trend here today. So sometimes when you have a recent IPO, and keep this in mind with regards to KLRNA or any of the, maybe a little bit later on when we talk about FIGR, if that goes really bad, keep this in mind in a couple of weeks. Eventually, they figure out a price where the buyers are comfortable again. And when that happens, it can be pretty explosive like you're seeing here in Circle.
10:44 right now. You have the midday show coming strong. That's going to be here in just a couple minutes with both Sharif and Joe. So we're looking forward to their analysis and their trading as well. So that should be fun times for those involved. So we're excited to have that in just a couple minutes. NVIDIA's making that move, man. We just took some 177.90s right there. So that's going to be a good move. Alibaba really hovering around this 150. Let's see it break the 50-period moving average. We went VWAP to 50. I mean, that's a strategy that I'll use every day, so hopefully it'll start to blow up to the upside. And I just want to stay net long on everything because of what exactly this market seems to be doing right now. Congratulations to all Open Door shareholders as you get the news today of a new CEO, and one that I guess the stock likes. And it doesn't even matter if you like the call or not there on Open Door. The idea behind it is more catalysts, and we said that right away off the open, and that's why we have it on our note today. NVIDIA long, Open Door long, BABA long, IBIT. So I mean, everything's been working out perfectly fine so far here today. I mean, obviously we want to find some more trades, so we're going to just do that right now. I'm going to get out one more piece and then basically just kind of slow play this BABA. Take the profit where the profit lies, because this is now, because we reloaded it right there, this is going to be my P&L number one, not Open Door. And then NVIDIA's, we're green, well, we're waiting for NVIDIA to go. I'm not green now, holding on to this, so we need to get this to the upside here. It's been fine, it's just our average prices. So as we keep getting out, then it will be fine. So hopefully it can come up to the upside. And I have targets up here, 178.20 for this name. But we don't want to be too forgetful of price action. And it hasn't broken above this area pretty much all day. So with the market taking out highs, it should be going, and it is not. So that would be a concern for me. But other than that, that's what's been going on here today. We had some SMR action earlier, it looks like here, as I check out on some of the chart. Oscar is down 1% as well, even though UNH is up. Again, two different companies, same space. SMR up 3% here. These small modular reactors continue to work, right? I mean, new scale, you know, this AI revolution is going to get powered by something. And right now, although these guys don't make money, which is really the hesitancy, I think, of everybody when investing in these kind of names, is that you know, you're looking for profits, and right now there is none in a name like an SMR. So we'll see if they can ever turn it over and start to make some money. Sam Altman was Oklo, so we can see if there's, you know, maybe some love back here for that name at some point, and you can see that's going a little different right here. Oklo almost. Is that all-time highs?
No.
Yeah, like $84. Like you're not too far away. Like, so there's winners and losers in every space, and right now Oklo seems to be the one here as we talk a little bit about nuclear and power. And then of course we love GEV, right? We love GE Vernova. I mean that stock.
I'd love it better if I could get my dip buy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we would love to be longer at lower prices on any of these
that goes
names.
without
I'm not even in it, so I wish we were. And that was a great opportunity. We keep saying, like, buy good companies at 200 period or 50 period moving averages first as like a dip buy if you like it. And then if it continues to go great, you can either add to it or you already have it at a good price. And if it comes back into lower levels, then at least it's a company that you can wrap your head around. And
look at Apple yesterday.
Yeah, Apple was a name that I wanted to buy today on weakness.
Well, too late.
It's too, well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, that's not what I meant. What I meant was the low was yesterday and the big down candle day.
Right.
Sometimes that's the temporary low because the dip buyers, they know what they want.
Yeah, I got you. Sure. And then that's why I think Amazon. Like, did Amazon eventually go up today?
Oh, yeah, it's now at VWAP.
Yeah, so now it's 230, right? So there you go. Like, so Amazon again talked about trying to dip by some of that name, and they don't even let it get through, right? It doesn't get through 228. So yeah, just more talking, good talk here. It's 10:48 right now. 12 minutes until our next team comes on. We are arranging the desk over there. So Adara, as we try to move around the news desk, she's been having some.
What the heck?
Relocation spots right now.
I'm
our news
so oblivious.
I don't know if we're going to throw to Adara. I must not have this in my ear. I don't have.
Yeah, we're going to Adara right now. How did I not
apologize.
notice that was happening?
I got disconnected there. I apologize.
Seriously blind.
All right, over to Adara.
Hi, guys. I'm standing up here for now. I'm going to give you a news story on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. You might have seen this. It was actually across our screen where the position board is, and you can catch headlines there throughout the day and in general. But Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac being discussed here by Howard Lutnick. Of course, that is the U.S. Commerce Secretary. He was saying in a CNBC interview that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are going to have their IPO sooner than you think, and that it could be the largest IPO in U.S. history. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have been trickling to the upside since those comments were made. CNBC interview ended around 5 minutes ago, I believe. Back to you.
Thank you very much there, Adara. Oh, wait a minute, no.
Fannie Mae. I didn't trade it today, but the pink sheets have been pretty hot.
I hit it. I've been asked a few times by Real Blessings in the chat to go over what's happening in Carvana here today. You know, there's a new horse in town.
Yeah.
Like, everyone keeps talking about like what Open Door can do. Well, what Open Door can do going from like $1 or sub-dollar is what Carvana already did. But, you know, Carvana, you would think sometimes money shifts one place to another. I don't think that that's necessarily a direct and apt comparison, but there is some concern if it loses the bid here. Because the market's strong, relatively speaking. You can see a swath of sellers in this range.
Swath.
You generally like consolidations after an up move. What you don't like is when that consolidation breaks down. That's what's happening on Carvana. It's not really holding these same lows, and that's that 50 period we're talking about. And this stock has been respecting the 50 period on the daily. If this loses 350, it probably headed for at least a mini downtrend. The 325 to 320 level area could look pretty good. But I don't like what I see in Carvana. When the market is strong, you want to hunt weakness, or at least be aware of the weakness. And in that vein, I set my stop at the prior bar low on Palantir, so I'm out. I want to give it a chance to hold the trend, but it's not really holding that breakout of the trend. And this is sort of the thing. it could hold the low of the day. But I'm not holding this to the low of the day, $1.50 underneath. This is where it broke the bit of the downward trend. So this is where I wanted to play it. If it doesn't work there, I can try it at the low of the day if I still like it down at that low of the day. You know, take your shot at the area to execute, and if it doesn't work at that area, then move on to another. Like this is like BBAI just happens to be different. It pulls back into the prior day high. It does hold the prior day high. So we get in and we reload it because it did work at the level that we liked, and now BBAI wants to go. Again, no story with BBAI. But I like this pattern on the stock. I actually think, like, look at this. I don't know if you saw this. There's like a whole lot going on with BBI here. Yeah, you've got a 450 key level from May and a breakout in June. You have a recent dip buy after the report in front of the 450. You have the 200 period at 450. You have it breaking trend off this same price. And you can get it at $5 with an out at the 200 period moving average break, which is like 10%. There's like 10% worth risk for a swing in BBAI. That's a long-winded way of saying that, and it kind of took me a while, but I get to it eventually. So,
that's okay. I just put in the chat there BBAI Army as
and
we've got our guys ready to go.
Oh, it was number 3. Now it's number 4. Circle is now the number 3. I'm literally looking at it and not showing you guys. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I forget. We only show you guys one screen here. But Circle number 3, BBAI was holding that. Micron's still there. TEM, we haven't looked at that today. That's now number 5. Tempest.
Yeah.
So Open Door clearly leading the way. I have a funny feeling that is not going to change today. Open Door is probably going to lead the way the entirety of the day on the visualizer because the Open Army is strong.
Yeah, the Open Army is very strong. BBA Army, man, get on that bear army. I think that's going to be a strong one as well. Shout out to everybody who's trading with me on Big Bear. Okay, so 170, I was just looking to see, like, make sure we stop out. I'm going to stop out. Oh, that's Fannie Mae, by the way. There's a story from Madeira. I mean, I wanted to go on this one. I haven't traded it or anything, but there it goes, man. Fannie Mae looking to break through 15, so watch out now when that happens, man. This was $1.50 when President Trump was anointed there, or he won the election, sorry. And now Fannie Mae is up 10x right here, so that's a 10-bagger for anybody trading Fannie Mae. Congratulations on that one. We'll fire off the hot dog cannon for all of y'all over there on Fannie Mae. I mean, it's been obviously a monster play right there for anybody that's had it. There's people around here that have it. Okay, so I'm just going to get stopped out at that low. I was going to give it a little bit more, but if we break 177 where we were in last time, 176.94 is the low of the day. We're just going to get out of that one if it breaks. So that's an easy call for me. We started tapping out. It wasn't going. So we'll tap out a little bit more here at the 50 period. I know I said I would wait for that level, but it's turning around. So I'm going to get out at the 50 period moving average. Got mouths to feed. So we're going to wait for that one to get going. And speaking about mouths to feed, it's time for What's for Lunch. Yesterday's What's for Lunch was, I got home and it was like 5 o'clock or something like that. And I was just like, man, I am hungry. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't eat anything there yesterday. So yeah, yesterday's lunch, not well appreciated around here, but hopefully today it may be a little different. So today's, how can they screw this up? Very easily, actually. Today's.
Why did you have to say that?
You'll see when I tell you what it is here in just a couple minutes.
You can't screw.
For me, this is like a personal thing. So right now it's meatballs with rosé sauce and penne. So I love meatballs.
If you screw that up, you got issues.
I love the problem. Okay, what's up, Joey Options? The thing about it is, you could screw up meatballs because they're not going to make them fresh. They could be frozen. Nothing's going to be like my nonna, so that's already washed. I love penne, so there's a possibility there. We're not going to have any penne because we get the salad.
Yeah, sometimes they throw the pasta on the side.
But I'm going to be throwing some meatballs on top if it doesn't come with it.
Take some meatballs.
So that's what it is. Meatballs with rosé sauce. Rosé sauce, okay, I don't mind it. Penne pasta, roasted carrots with cauliflower. All right. I don't mind. I mean, I love
cauliflower needs to be cooked. I won't eat it raw.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, go ahead. I don't mind it with the crudité.
Broccoli's on my ish list with Brussels sprouts, but cauliflower cooked good, don't like it raw.
Yeah. I like cauliflower dip, but we got to have a little ranch. I know you don't prefer it, so okay, we'll move off that. And then, of course, because it's Italian, of course, we need to have the Caesar salad right there. So shout out to Caesar Salad Land right there. So maybe our salad will have a little bit of Caesar flair to it as well. But that is, everybody, what is for lunch. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy your lunch. I think we all will around these dem parts. Okay, another out there on NVIDIA at the 21 period. So look, at least I'm going to be leaving you right now with the highest net for me all day. So I'm really happy with that one. Alibaba's now 70 cents in the money off that most recent reload, so that's holding out highs. NVIDIA's trying to make me a winner here. I don't know if it will or not. And then Open Door, man, the belle of the ball today for sure. All right, it's Adara. With only a few minutes left. What you got going on over there?
Keep an eye here on Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. JP Morgan pushing a little bit higher here. Goldman Sachs, not so much. They are moving in different directions, but they have a story here. I'm seeing reports that Volkswagen is going to be choosing those two banks to help them sell their 5 billion euro Everence unit. So Volkswagen apparently turning to Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan to help sell their 5 billion euro Everence unit. Back to you.
Well, Goldman really doesn't do a lot of volume. I haven't pulled that stock up in a while.
It's not a very good day trading.
No, you would never day trade this stock. They probably could use a split.
By the way,
the problem is they don't give a darn. But peaches are good, huh?
The peaches are great.
Well, you know, I could eat a peach for hours. For hours. But Tasia in the chat just said, can you repeat the plan on BBI before you leave? Yeah, as long as it holds a prior day high, I'm going to dip buy into it. That's pretty simple. So as long
you're talking about dates, you're talking about on the show, like day.
Oh shoot! I don't know. It was this. You're probably asking about the swing.
I just don't know.
That's my bad. No, this is pretty simple. Prior day high is holding on the day trade, so I'll dip buy it every time it bounces off 485. For what I was talking about at the 450 and the 200 period and all that, pretty simple. I'm gonna wait for the close on this because I'd like to, I think closing, where this is able to close matters to me. Everything I said about like a swing opportunity is meaningless if all of a sudden it reverses 10% down this afternoon and closes under the 50 period or the 200 period moving average. So I need to see it actually close above, maybe I'll zoom it in. If it can simply close above the prior day high, I want to be in it as long as it's not like $5.50, somewhere around $5, but closing above the prior day high. Does that, I want to go long, and then I want to give my out just underneath the 200 period moving average. That's a swing idea. That has nothing to do with day trading in here. So I guess it's two separate things. So I've explained them both. Hopefully that makes some sense. The day trade, prior day high looking long, and for a swing trade, as long as it can close above yesterday's top, I want to go into a long, give it to the 200 period, and look target at the 50 period moving average, which sets up pretty nicely. You're risking 50 cents to try to make $1 to $1.20. I like that setup. A11Y Guru. What is the target on UNH? Well, I'm not in UNH in the day trade. We're holding this one off 300 though. Well, I'm gonna get one out just sitting up here in front of 370. So I'm already like stink offering that price in the PA, and then the 200 period moving average. I'm very boring when it comes to that kind of a thing. Ooh, look, it's consolidating at 300. Go long at 300. Put the stop under the 50 period moving average. When it goes to here and closes this gap, have something out in front. And when it closes all the way to the 200 period moving average, which is what price, everybody? 420. Because why not UNH? If it gets to that price, and I want to be out of the trade. Maybe hold on to some of the dream, but I think I determined that all my UNH plays are from now on going to be trades, not in long-term investments. That's it used to be a stock for years that I held, and I've shifted stance on that. I'll trade it, I won't hold it.
Yeah, I mean, they still have that, there's a bunch of different government probes on there.
And it's just the way they do business, man. I don't mind being in and out of it for a few weeks, but I'm just no longer a hold forever.
Yep, makes sense right there. Okay, guys, thank you again for watching. Only a couple seconds left. We're doing the best we can here. NVIDIA's trying to go upside. Baba's trying to go upside. Baba's $1 in the money. NVIDIA's 70 cents in the money. For Neil, I'm Sean. Thank you so much for watching. Join us back again at 2 p.m. We want to thank Adara. We want to thank Brendo. We want to thank Ramin. We want to thank Fabian. We want to thank Andre. We want to thank our whole Trader TV Live family, and that includes you guys. So thank you to everybody out there for watching. It's about to get a lot better in here because you're going to go to Sharif and Joe. Decent show, Neil. Hopefully we can do a better one on the afternoon.
I want to remind everyone quickly, just because I forgot to say this. FIGR is it's $36 and a small sell imbalance. It has been a sell imbalance the whole morning, everybody.
Okay.
That is abnormal relative to some of the IPOs we've looked at. They've all been buys, except for this one. Now let's go to the midday.